Balls Out.
What?
Balls Out. Sports Talk Radio. Guys, let it all hang out.
Oh, don't tease me.
And talk about sports and more. Podcasts are available on iTunes, so come join the guys and let it all hang out.
I've never seen anybody more miserable of playing golf than him. And what I mean by that is every shot he hits just cripples him. Do you understand? Am I wrong?
You're right.
Yeah, you can't shake your head. This isn't TV.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good radio.
How do you do? Welcome to Balls Out Sports Talk. Legend, bench, youngest. It's funny. I've got a unbelievable story time about Vaha.
Love to hear it.
Yeah,
that clip cracks me up. Like, am I right? Just nothing, because he's over there just nodding.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's right.
That's the way you do radio. You just nod. You nod away. What do I have here? This is going to be story time, story time, but I'm just going to start it out at a gate. And it was Mother's Day last week.
It was.
Yeah, and you guys did stuff, and we did, and I was bringing back my mother to the house, and you guys. Now, Bench was out there with his entire clan. I'm talking the inbreeding going on and stuff. Everybody's out there.
Oh.
And so they're waving at me. I'm waving back. This is as I'm driving into the driveway. And by the time I pulled into the driveway, all 900 people had sprinted into the house to avoid any kind of contact with me.
Scattered like roaches.
Yes, to avoid any contact with me. Do you want to explain that? Nobody likes me.
Honestly, we had been out there for a while already. We had taken some pictures. The girls had run around a little bit. It was just a coincidence.
It was a perfect timing. The legend shows up. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, you pulled up and everyone's like, man, it's getting hot out.
They wanted to converse with me more than anything.
Now, I didn't see your father.
He was out there.
I didn't see him.
Really?
I saw your mom.
Gone back in.
I saw your wife.
He was the first to go back and say.
Well, yeah. Oh, the legend shares. He's going to tear me up. Let me go.
Yeah, maybe.
But it has been sitting on his skull of mine about, like, my God, could you guys make it any more obvious that you wanted nothing to do with me?
No. You're reading into it too much.
Am I?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You know me. I would have stood out there and talked to you for hours.
I couldn't. I had to go. I had to go cook.
So
what'd you end up making?
What's going on with the mic?
That's you. I don't know what you're doing.
What's going on with it?
I don't know.
I believe.
That's good.
I believe I made lula kebab
Mm.
and some pilaf.
Mm.
Not the burger though.
I think
Nice.
that's what I did. I did do that.
No, you didn't do the burger.
No, I'm saying I did do the lula.
Oh yeah, you did do the
Okay.
lula. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mute me real quick. I'm gonna try and fix this.
Great choice.
Him or me?
You.
Yeah.
Him too. We had brunch. We did some like breakfast casserole, like the eggs, hash browns, cheese, meat, that type of stuff.
Now, is your mother and your wife
Some fruit.
told they can't help out at all on this special day that they only get once a year?
I don't think it's explicit. It's implied, they're not gonna, do the dishes
Right.
or,
But get up and make something to eat,
do
though.
all that. My sister kind of was in charge of it
Yeah.
as far as that stuff in the oven and everything. I brought
Yeah.
fruit and orange juice.
Wow, look
Which-
at you.
My wife didn't tell me we needed orange juice until we pulled up to the house.
So then you had to. Oh, is that why
So
you
that's
left?
why I ran to the
Yeah.
right around the corner real quick.
Yeah.
I saw him.
Saw Youngest.
Yeah.
Said, hey, Youngest.
Yeah.
Just found out I needed OJ.
You spent
$2.
$32.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. At that place.
And then we only drank one of them. I brought
Right.
two. It was-
Yeah.
Did you
But
leave
the
other one?
mimosas were good. They were good.
Now, her roommate was not there.
No.
Don't want her around.
I
what
guess
you're
not.
saying.
but
Yeah. All right. I just wanted to mention
Get that off
on
your chest.
how obvious you guys made it look.
Well, Obvious to some.
It hurt. It hurt me in my core. Yeah.
Yeah. How much golf you play this week?
Not enough.
Really?
But I will tell you, we'll do that on story time?
Okay.
Okay, so, well, shout out to Condog.
Yeah. Condog.
Thank you for the opener. So I'm going to do a suck at Tenecco, suck at Android, suck at Jersey Mike, suck at the Beatles, suck at Heirloom, suck at Fox Rent-A-Car. What is your tagline?
You got to do it now.
I can't remember. What is it?
Ready? Great prices, shit people.
There you go.
And suck at Ohio State, even though your entire roster with the Cardinals now is Ohio State players. You're going to be a huge fan of Ohio State soon.
Go Buckeyes.
Let me ask you. Let's say you have two daughters. Let's say they decide to go to Ohio State and they're athletes over there and they're playing. What happens to you? Like, they get the greatest offer. It's a great thing for them. As far as only Ohio State really offers this degree in what they want.
I would wear my Michigan stuff to events, and I would just take the flack.
But you will not root for Ohio State in what your daughter's participating in? Or you're going to go individually? Individually,
for my daughter.
I want you to score 300.
Yeah.
Would you guys lose by 400?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably be okay with them winning unless it was Michigan. Then I'd say, all right,
okay,
Michigan's got to get the win here. Then there'd be some conspiracy. They'd say I was telling my daughter to shave points against Michigan.
Right.
It'd be a whole thing.
Right. Yeah.
Not where you want to be right there, Bob. There's a fence in the way.
But you know what? You get a drop because it's a
man-made.
Yeah, I think it's because of this event. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Our top 5 this week.
Yeah.
Which I came up with earlier in the week.
Yes.
Sent over ahead of time.
You sure did.
Top 5 movie characters you'd hate to run into. So, however you interpret that.
Right, you can interpret it any way you want.
Could be, just wrong place, wrong time. Could be you just don't like them, maybe.
It also could be like, imagine it's a woman, and she's the most annoying person on the planet. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
Like if Dick Maddow was a movie character, basically. You'd hate to run into.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Maybe you'd love to. You just give her one of these right in the suckle. Right in the neck.
Yes.
Can't change that face.
Vaha said, you guys abandoning legend affected his swing.
That's going to be in a story time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Texas Joe said the national champion Ohio State Buckeyes. Nah, I've never heard of them. What sport? Wasn't anything meaningful.
Now imagine your daughters growing up know how much you love Michigan, right?
Yeah.
And then they purposely.
Oh, no, that won't be allowed.
Just to rattle you.
No. I'd start, the consequences. It's a good opportunity to teach them about consequences.
Right. Yeah.
You make bad choices. First, no leaving your room for a week.
Like, what would be worse for you? You catch them smoking cigarettes, or they're Ohio State
Ohio
fans?
State for sure.
Yeah.
I get it. Everyone wants a heater now and then.
That's right. What's wrong with that?
I mean, we've all had a long night.
Right.
Need a heater.
Yeah, because I'm lucky, though, that my kids all jumped on the same bandwagon that I was on. Because, like for me...
it's the only team they ever saw on TV.
But all the conversation was all about that stuff.
UConn.
Yeah. The eldest was 6 months old.
And the amount of times you say, I hate the Bruins, like I think that it's indoctrination a little bit.
It's brainwashing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
You hate the Bruins, young?
He was 6.
I don't even watch sports and I hate them.
The eldest was 6 months old. We're in Connecticut.
Yeah.
And it was the time of the year that UConn is playing. It's during the season. And I remember turning to the wife. I said, he and I and a couple of my buddies, we're going to go to the UConn game. And she says, what are you talking about? I said, yeah, I'm taking him to the UConn game. I got to get him into the understanding of being a UConn fan. She says, there's no way you're taking my child, because you understand how loud it's going to be in there, right? It's at stores. It's you're on top of each other over there. So she didn't let me do it. What are you seeing?
I'm trying to figure out what he's doing here.
Is that
Besides
in his way?
Looking like a fool.
That's not going to stay up. It's going to just keep falling and falling.
He's actually thinking about hitting it from there?
Wow. Is he on the cart, on a path?
No, that's a ramp to get up to like an event or some area for fans. We're watching the PGA Championship.
Oh, sorry there, CGOC.
Rory is he tried to take the Tiger line and didn't realize he needed about 100 more yards on his drive.
And you know what's crazy? He just birdied the previous hole, and now he's just put himself in heck.
Not that he's really in contention.
No.
But
No.
Yeah.
No.
Any story time, youngest?
I'm done with school. Well, this semester at least.
Nice.
That's pretty much it. And now
you can finally start working on the podcast YouTube channel.
I was actually going to say I can work on my movie watch list, but I could do that too.
I mean, what's it been, a year?
What do we pay him for?
I mean,
nothing. What do you guys need me to put on there?
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it after.
You need to do something.
Yeah.
You're the creative genius here.
Yeah, that is
true.
I
really haven't edited in a while, like a few days ago.
It's like riding a bike.
I know. A few days ago, I was like, wait, Ben, you know the scene from Iron Man 2, I think it was, when Tony comes back and he says to Jarvis, she's like, wake up, daddy's home. No,
I
that's...
just realized I never plugged the laptop in. So.
Oh. It was just about to die?
Did it die, you're saying?
No, it's still good. Oh, is it about to?
Yeah, it was low, but I can't tell if it's plugged in.
It is.
It is?
I think
nope. Oh, nice shot.
Little lightning bolt thing next to it?
Yeah.
Cool. What's that from?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Is that?
Yeah.
Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
Cool. No.
See, I want to watch that, but then how he said it just ended so badly. It's like, why would I even bother?
It's entertaining for sure.
No, it is. It's really...
the few things I've seen made me laugh. Like, the one that got me to laugh the most was when in a bar or whatever, it's what's the main... I forgot. Holt, right?
Captain Holt.
Captain Holt. He says to Terry Crews' character, his wife, he's like, oh, he says, I think I started an argument here. He goes, there's my phone. Beep. Gotta get that. Or just something like that. Like, he just tries to get out of it. It's just the way he deadpan delivered it was so funny to me.
Well, Captain Holt was a genius on the show.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah. I think he died of cancer.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
So sad.
It is sad. Yeah, get out of the way.
I want to watch it just because of him, though. Like, majority of the scenes that have made me laugh is always with him, I've seen. I'm like, I'll probably get to it, like, just as kind of
No, everybody on the show except those two that I've mentioned, that woman, that was a secretary, reception, whatever, and then that guy that what's-her-face was dating for a while. He's just, that character was so unnecessary. Get out. Get out.
Texas Joe asked if we could edit Eldest into an episode. Since he doesn't come around.
Yeah.
Hey, AI. Can do it, Texas Joe.
You know what? I think he's getting freer and freer soon, so we may have a chance.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
I don't either. I just said it out loud.
Any free time he uses for golf.
I don't think he can right now.
Or gaming.
He was ripping it last night at the accountant's birthday.
Hitting balls?
Yeah.
Where were you guys?
It was his story time.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's my story time. I'm just done with school.
All right. Good
movies.
Story time. Your story time?
You're going to figure it out over there?
I have no idea what's going on with this.
My story time. So, man, where do I start?
Right at the story time.
Last week on Monday, we had our last game of the regular season, and we were playing against a team that did not have a good record, but they're a bigger school, definitely more athletic school, and back and forth game. It was like we scored 2, they scored 2. We scored 2, they scored. Like it was just close the whole time.
But you guys were always in the lead, and they would have to catch up? Because you said you scored 2.
Yeah, we were on the road. So, yeah, like we scored first, and they came back. We scored again in the third, 2 runs. They scored 2. So, close back-and-forth game all the way up until, like, the sixth inning. Mind you, this was a evening game because they had lights at their stadium. So 6:30 start. We didn't start on time, I don't think. Maybe a little bit late. And this game, like by the time we finished, it was like a 3-hour game.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Red Sox game?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like it just lasted forever.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of pitching changes, a lot of I don't know, just really long game.
Yeah.
Got all the way to like the 6th inning. I think we scored a few, and it was at the time it was 9-6 or 9-7. We were up, and no, I could be totally wrong. I don't even remember. All I remember.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
You sure?
But it was a lot of chaos and back and forth that I just forget. Whatever it was, going to the bottom of the 7th, we were up 9-7. That's what it was. So we were up 2. We bring in our catcher to close, who I had told you about the last time where we like didn't bring him in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had him go warm up even when the game had been tied. I was like, if we get the lead, you're going in. So we end up getting the lead. He goes in. Because we didn't want the kid who would normally catch because he was going to throw our game on Friday in the playoffs. We didn't want him to, burn anything that which was like 1 inning. I don't know. We threw a JV guy who has been called up back there who I have zero confidence in as far as.
Especially after this performance.
Anything baseball related, IQ, like, just not good. Not good yet. Like, just hasn't had the time to, like, actually be coached on catching from me. And, like, yeah. So that's what the summer will be for, hopefully. If he doesn't go play football or something. So he's back there. It's a night game. It's a long game. So it's like 9 o'clock. And the pitcher, our catcher, who's now pitching, he, like, can't see the signs. He can't see the dude giving him signs. And I was like, I don't know how you're that blind, man. Like, the kid is literally, like, not even trying to, like, hide it. Like, yeah. Anyways. First batter he faces strikes out on 3 pitches. We go, like, fastball, slider, changeup, or something like that. Just, like, swing and miss on all 3. So I was like, perfect. This is great. Next guy comes up. Probably 4 or 5 pitch at bat. Huge pop fly. Now, wind was, like, blowing.
What day was this?
Monday. It was blustery, and their wind was all going out to like left center, and this ball was hit to left center. So our center fielder goes back and does what you're not supposed to do, which I tell him not to do like every practice that he's ever had, which is drift. And so he's just kind of, drifting back, gets back towards the warning track, has to make kind of a last-second turn to his glove side. Ball goes in the glove and then
pops out.
Comes out. So,
guys on second.
E8 guys on second. Well, then just all hell breaks loose because catcher, I don't trust to like really catch anything or more so block anything that's in the dirt.
Yeah.
I don't want to just give free passes.
Right. You're not calling any breaking balls or anything like that.
So it's basically just down to fastball changeup.
Yeah.
They end up getting like guys on second and third down by 1, I think, and they do a squeeze.
Oh.
And our first baseman like comes in, gets the ball, but then throws it late and then throws it away. That it was a walk-off squeeze bunt.
Wow.
2 runs scored.
And you're watching a celebration, which is just driving you nuts.
On there, it was like their senior night. They aren't going to playoffs, so they know it's their last game. And they storm the field.
Now, who are you the death stare at first? Who is it to? Is it to the outfielder? Is it to the catcher?
I think the outfielder
Is
was
it to your own coach?
No.
Because that's
For
a
me-
bad decision.
What?
Putting a guy in a situation like that can't catch.
Well, there was no other option.
No, there was. The guy that you were going to use Friday, 1 inning behind the plate, 1/2 inning behind the plate. My God. The fact that we are actually massaging,
Yeah.
tell me I'm wrong.
No, I mean I get it.
Yeah. So if
At
you
the
told me
same
if you
time-
told me he's doing that for multiple innings, I'd go, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't do it. But you're talking a 1/2 an inning. Go
Yeah.
out there, and for 3 batters, maybe at worst 4 batters, let's get out of here. I'm also looking at the coach and going, dude, stop. This is the whole thing with baseball. We have wussified certain positions to where we don't even treat them like men anymore. You know what I mean? Girls softball, they're tougher than the freaking dudes are.
So yeah, tough loss. So that leads into playoffs. We find out on Wednesday what our seed was,
Yeah.
and we were like, we didn't really know what to think because it's so hard to judge and like compare teams when you're down at that low of a division because there's some really small schools and
You guys were seated 6, weren't you? 6.
No. Small schools and then like all over, the Central Valley. So it's like you got teams that really don't play anyone big. Like they just kind of play their local, like the regional league teams who might not be very good. So they have a really good record because they didn't play anyone. And like, I don't know how they end up ranking them, who all decides it, but it's a combination of record and like strength of schedule and stuff like that. But we end up getting a 12 seed.
So I was halfway there.
Yeah. And, our record would like kind of show that. Like we were just below 500. So like, but at the same time, if you looked at the strength of it, we played some bigger, tougher schools. So we got that seed. Meanwhile, a team with like a super easy schedule that had a good record is who we ended up playing. And they had a 5 seed. So we had to go on the road.
How far?
It was like a little over an hour drive.
It's not too bad.
Not too bad. We got a charter bus. That was kind of cool.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. You're sitting in the front like the big guy.
Head coach put into that, which was sweet that they
Yeah.
kind of. I wonder if he'll get it twice. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Because we got to go on the road again.
Yeah.
Because we
it's a
ended
one-shot
up
deal.
winning.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have anything like this team that we were playing. They had played a couple of the teams from our league. So coach reached out to their coaches and said, "Hey, anything you got on these guys, we'd appreciate it." And he kind of just, everything he heard was like, they're not that great. Like, there's nothing really special. And so it's like, I'm looking at a 17-7 record. I'm hearing they're not that good. And it's like,
Who do they play?
yeah, like, who are they playing that,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
how much worse are the teams they're playing if they're not very good?
Right.
Well, I mean, they weren't that good. So the scouting reports were right.
Yeah.
First inning, they tried to throw their like senior dude who had a little bit of velo, and he was wild. Walked the first guy. We bunt, get him on. Another bunt, throws it away. Like just kind of dink and dunk our way. And
How many runs?
I think we scored 3 in the first.
Nice.
They pulled.
That's a statement right there.
Yeah, it is. They pull that kid and put in another one who, out of their pitchers that we had like looked up online, I don't think this kid was one of them. So they must have just been like, all right, throw him in there and see
It's
what
over.
happens, I guess. So they throw him in there. He ends up going like, oh no, that's a water ball for Rory. He ends up going like almost the rest of the game won. So he went about 5 innings, maybe like 4 2/3. Had like 7 walks, but also 7 strikeouts. And the reason for that was the umpire was one of the worst umpires.
Even worse than that other guy that you guys wanted to kill?
Yes.
Really?
Dennis, he made Dennis look like rookie ball.
Really?
That's how bad this guy was.
Yeah.
When I tell you that the catcher on the other team
Is diving?
was reaching outside of his body
Yeah.
and catching it, and wasn't like bringing it back. It was like behind him.
Yeah.
And the dude would just sit there for a second and then go, strike. And like, it made no sense.
You
Balls.
guys chirping?
Oh, yeah. But then at the same time, it was both ways. So, like, you can't be mad at it because he is consistent. But then there were times where he wasn't consistent.
I'm sorry. I don't agree with that.
But, yes, we were more mad because of how egregious some of the calls were.
Okay.
And if it benefits you, you kind of just put your head down. You're like, this is ridiculous. But
Well, I'm going to push back on that.
all right.
Only because I don't agree with it's both ways. Now I get it if you're getting an inside pitch that's a little like maybe 2 balls in.
Yeah.
Okay, you're both getting it. Okay, that's okay. But when it's that egregious, it's not okay because you're not playing the game anymore.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Because we've got hitters up there that are taking pitches
They're supposed to.
in the other batter's box,
They're
and
supposed
they're
to.
getting rung up.
Right, and that's the thing because you don't want to teach them to go out unless you're standing on the plate.
No.
Because then there's an injury factor also getting slammed, right?
Mm.
So so I don't agree with that. I don't agree that because it's both ways. No, I'm going to go to this guy and I'm going to say, hey, partner, when it's in the other batter's box, there is no league on the planet that calls a strike on that. So button it up or get out.
Yeah. But
I mean, of course, you're going to get rung after that. But,
yeah.
you know.
Speaking of that, one of the opposing coaches got rung.
because of that guy?
So it was a weird play. I think at this time we were up like 6-0. They had really gotten nothing going on offense the whole game. Our pitcher did a pretty good job of locating things and taking advantage of that awful strike zone. But they had like first and second or second and third, 2 outs, so like a good opportunity for them. 2-strike count on this kid, and I call a sinker in because he looked like a wounded duck in the box. He was like feeling his knee, like stretching it out the pitch before, and I was like, all right, we should go right at him. So throws it in on the hands, and this kid kind of like check swings, pulling away from it. It hits the knob of his bat and goes fair. So he's getting out of the way, hits the knob. He falls down, but you can hear it. Like, you can tell it wasn't his hand or something like that.
Plus, he would react.
Yeah, he got up right away after he realized the ball was fair.
Yeah.
So our guys actually stood around because they didn't know what the hell to do until we were yelling at them like, yeah, go one here.
You didn't hear anything. Go play it.
So they grab it, throw him out. Well, assistant coach comes storming out from the other side and is just like, how did you not see that hit him? You've seen it. You didn't call it. You knew it hit him. Like just going off. And field umpire tried to get in the way. Well, he ran straight into field umpire. So that was immediate. Yeah.
See you later.
See ya. And then he got his money's worth and said some other things.
I think that wasn't because of that.
He was trying to fire up his team, is what we all thought.
Yeah, but also the fact that this guy is this egregious.
Yeah.
But
at the same time, it was helping them more so than it was helping us because their pitchers were more wild and had a harder time controlling it.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's just to fire him up. Yeah. Should have stabbed the guy.
Yeah.
Really get him fired up.
Like, oh, coach is going to prison for us?
Let's play harder for him now. Look at him. He's got a murder rap now.
And then last story time went for accountant's birthday was actually on Mother's Day, so we didn't celebrate that obviously last week. But we all got together last night, went to the Fairway Lounge, which is a new golf simulator place. Yeah.
Where's it located?
Over by like the Woodward Park. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Really cool spot. I don't know how expensive it was. I think it's like around $100 an hour to rent those things.
Yeah.
It might be a little less because we were in like the lounge one because we had more people. But so it's not cheap, but it is pretty sweet. Like you can play a ton of different courses on there. We played Pebble because, you know.
You've never played Pebble?
I've never played it.
Really?
Now I have.
Did you ever have a chance to play Pebble?
I did, actually. The accountant said, I was just glad I could take you to Pebble for my birthday. I said, thanks, man. I appreciate it. But, yeah, it was a good time.
Oh, he didn't go in.
It was myself, eldest, golden child, accountant, and Box.
Oh.
And then all of the wives as well.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. And the wives were acting like they wanted to play.
Where were the kids?
I don't know, with relatives of such. I don't know. All the wives wanted to play, acted like they wanted to play until they got up there and they were whiffing on it or chunking it, and then they're like, "Oh, maybe this isn't so fun." And then also, I think eldest was kind of pushing the pace and being like, "Hey, you can't slow us down like this."
Right. Yeah,
So eventually, they just let
What
us
day was
stop
this?
playing. Last night.
Oh, you guys went last night?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why
sorry,
I'm
sorry.
exhausted right
Sorry. Oh, late night?
now. Yeah.
Did you guys do something after?
I went and got ice cream after my
Where'd you
wife.
guys go?
Handles ice
Yes.
Where's that?
We've
cream.
had it.
Same spot right down the little walkway from Fairway.
We've had
Lounge.
it. Remember? I went there with my buddy and I asked you
Oh,
about the
no.
orange and cream.
What did you think of it?
That was great.
What did you get there?
I always go mint chip. Like on a new ice cream place, I always have to try mint
That's the
chip.
baseline. What did you think of it?
For me, I thought it was great.
I got some complaints about
Oh
it.
wow!
First off,
Uh-oh.
if the smallest size you offer is 2.5 to 3 scoops, that's ridiculous.
Why?
Not that it's not good value, because I did like the value for the price. That's not bad, but that is so much ice cream
May I interject real fast?
that I couldn't. I
Finish.
barely got half.
You know where Heirloom is?
Yeah.
So across the way,
Yeah.
there's this ice cream place.
Handles.
The wife, what is it?
Handles, the one I went to.
Is that the one?
This is what we're
That's the
talking about.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the same place. Okay, so sorry. so my thing over there. So she says.
Get him a map.
So she says, let's get this, and
Yeah.
this was after the Heirloom fiasco. So we went over there, and so I'm just going by her. Like she says, "Oh, let me have a." So I said, "Let me have a." It comes. It is so much ice cream, right? It is absurd for somebody my age.
Yeah.
Literally, it would be too much for the wife and I.
Yeah.
You would need 4 people to share
Yeah.
said ice cream.
Like there's no kid size. I'm
And
gonna
may
take my
I
kid size.
also, then you look at the scoreboard up there on what ice creams there are.
There's a lot.
A lot that are X'd out or crossed out or
No,
don't have.
There was only one. When I
No,
went.
when we went,
Really?
I'm telling you, there was one in particular that I'm like, oh my God, this is the one I want. And I look, then I go to another one because I'm not I don't like to gamble on ice cream.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm vanilla when it comes to ice cream, so give me the chocolate,
You just
Give
said
me
you're vanilla.
give me the vanilla,
Yeah.
type of deal. Don't give me this.
Yeah. You're not looking for the strawberry cheesecake
Birthday
flavor.
cake, strawberry,
Yeah, there's all that.
cherry,
There's
drizzle.
I don't want that. I just a simple thing, a little hot fudge maybe on
with
it, a little whipped
sprinkles in it.
whatever. But just with so much ice cream,
Yeah.
Bench, I was so disgusted with myself. I mean,
I couldn't finish it.
Nice.
I felt sick.
It's
Yes.
fine.
Yeah.
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I got
agree.
the Graham Central Station, which was like a graham cracker flavored ice cream, which
Yeah.
was really good.
Yeah.
Had these little chocolate pieces in them or whatever. But then there were bites where I don't know what was in it, if it was like brown sugar or like a butter and brown sugar. It was just so rich, and it tasted like you were just eating a bite of sugar.
Yeah.
And so
Oh, it's ice
yeah,
cream,
couldn't
so.
do it.
It's
What
on
is with this mic?
It's
It's on
unedible.
you. It's on you, not me.
Is it from up there?
Yeah.
No, up here.
Let's see. Which one is this? This is riveting.
So while you're looking at that, so I will never go to that place again.
Yeah,
Unless
I brought it for you
my
last
wife
time.
did not have an inkling to go back.
Yeah, God bless her. I'm a big
Wow,
fan of
I
your
guess
wife.
you guys, just
I'm trying to remember which one she got. She got the mud pie, which was like a chocolate.
They didn't have
Oreo.
it. They didn't have it.
Really? You were gonna try that?
Yeah, that was another
when
one.
I went last
It
time,
was like chocolate Oreo and fudge. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
when I went last time, the only thing they had crossed out over there was orange and cream, which I know.
Which
Legend,
I would
Legend
love.
loves.
You know, the
So-
creamsicle?
That was one that I wanted to try too. Yeah,
Yeah,
there were a
creamsicle.
lot that looked good that I wanted to try, but knowing now that to try one, I got to get 3 scoops of it.
You
I
can
don't-
sample.
Yeah, they do the sample.
What's
sample.
their sample? A scoop?
No,
Probably.
it's like a
Probably.
jug.
Probably.
If the normal
It's actually
one
they just
is
pick up the
3.5.
tub and they're just like, here, try it.
You just put your hand in it.
Yeah.
And just go, all
Scoop.
right.
Go ahead, try it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Alright.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought the cone was one of the best, like, from at least an ice cream place. I thought it was one of the best waffle cones I've had.
See, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm an anti-cone guy.
Oh,
I do love a good cone.
No.
Yeah, love
No.
a good cone.
good job.
It's taken away from the ice cream. Story
No,
time.
It's adding to it. One more other thing.
Oh.
Sorry. I've
Oh,
got a
how
lot.
did the eldest hit?
Terrible.
He hit pretty
No
darn
pain?
well. He said it was numb.
Yeah.
He didn't bring his little brace thing.
Yeah, yeah.
The coolest thing about this golf simulator place, for me anyways, was that it recorded every swing, like video-wise, and then it would do a slow-mo of your impact. So after you hit your shot, it goes on the little simulator screen, and then the top right, it would show your club at contact and going through. The most eye-opening thing ever, because you get to see in slow-mo, like, man, my club face is wide open coming through here, or man, I hit that barely off the toe, like that type of thing. So super cool in that sense, like getting to see that, and then also laughing at each other because, like, not as much Eldest or Golden Child really, but like myself and the accountant had some swings where it was like, good Lord, that was bad. Like,
Really?
just club face coming through wide open, almost missing the ball type thing. So
Wow.
but yeah, it was funny because we didn't warm up or anything. We just went straight into the course. First time I picked up the driver, just went out, absolutely crushed one down the middle, and I was like, oh, it's going to be a good night.
How far?
I don't remember. The distances were a little odd
That's what I'm going to ask.
because there were times where you'd pick up a club, and in your head, like about
150. Whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was an example. Like, accountant picked up a pitching wedge, and he's like, all right, 140 to 150 probably. He hits it. It looked like a full swing that he took to me, and it went like 100 yards. And he was like, what the like? So either it didn't pick it up right, or maybe he didn't swing all out, because it is different when you, like, there's no depth perception.
Right. Maybe there's deceleration in the swing.
Exactly. Or like, and same thing with like when you're doing the little putting, like it tells you how long the putt is, but you can't see it. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you just kind of tap it. I was blowing putts by the hole
Yeah.
because I just didn't. I was like, I thought I needed to kind of get it to the screen for it to see,
Yeah.
but it strictly picks up the speed and the angle that you hit it at. So I don't know. It's cool. I just don't know how often you'd be able to go back because it's pretty expensive.
But 4 of you would be like $25 a piece.
Yeah. And I guess I don't know how quick you could get through a round.
Right.
But it could potentially be cheaper, I guess, than going to an actual course. Just not the same feel. Anyways, that's it.
Well, I went to a course.
You went to the club.
So I went to the club. So 2 days ago, what's extraordinary is how you have to hand it to the pros. And what I mean is, so Rory's struggling right now. He's at +2 or maybe 3. Okay. And today's Sunday.
It is, yeah.
Today's Sunday.
Moving day.
So we'll have a PGA champion at the end of this round, but they're struggling, and their struggling is so different than a non-pro like myself or you or anybody else, right? So 2 days ago, my driver couldn't hit it any better. No, I'm serious. Just could not hit any better. the draws that I wanted to hit and how far of a draw I wanted to hit, almost 95% of the time I did what I wanted.
Yeah.
The irons, like I've never played the game before in my life. Around the green, the irons were fantastic.
Nice.
Okay, so if I had to chip up or something like, didn't have a problem. I'm talking about full swings. Could not figure it out. So I went home, and the frustration that came over me of how does this even happen, right? So went out yesterday and hit balls before I played. And by the way, witnessed. When I say witness, you tell me if it's witnessing. Hitting balls, and then all of a sudden, because, you know, they have speed bumps over there, going to the golf course.
Down that street.
Down that street, right? So imagine imagine it's a truck, like a flatbed, and it got a bunch of stuff on it, right? And they went over the speed bump. They didn't realize there was a speed bump. What kind of sound would that make? It's pretty horrific,
Pretty
right?
loud.
It'd be loud, like all these tools or machinery, just, you know, this and that. So that's what I thought I had heard. Look up, and all of a sudden, you hear a horn. And the car from where the residential side was is coming towards the driving range side. Front end is completely smashed. There's smoke coming out of it. So I start walking.
Like a hit and run?
Start walking that way. And I'm going, nobody else is doing anything. So I start going and going. I have a club still in my hand, and I'm going to go around because this person may be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
This thing may catch on fire or whatever. Well, before I even got anywhere close to it, all these people came out of their homes. There's one guy, I don't know how he got the hood open, because I'm telling you, the front end, and then he disengages the horn, which was great because I had balls I had to hit.
Yeah.
You know, I can't get distracted. You know, right? So I'm thinking, because at that time when this car, before I got to see the car coming toward us, there was this pickup truck. I think it was a pickup truck. I'd be terrible as a witness. Kind of comes towards going to leave the place, goes on the driving range side and goes around. And all of a sudden you just see this car coming. Like in a movie, like when there's an accident in a movie and you just see the car is just slowly going until it comes to a stop, either hitting something or the person brakes. That's what it was. This guy didn't even care. I thought that was the collision, and this guy was doing a hit and run.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Then we said maybe it was a mailbox smashed in one of those really nice, you know, brick stone mailbox, right? Then you realize they have a community mailbox. So it wasn't that. Well, by the time we left the golf course, you realize there was something in the ground that is PGE related, because they were out there working on it for a while. Here's the not funny part, weird parts. Okay. So a good 5 minutes later, a police officer shows up. No sirens, just pulls up. 40 minutes later, an ambulance comes. 45 minutes, not after the ambulance, so 5 minutes after the ambulance, here comes a fire truck. About
National Guard.
55 minutes later, another ambulance. I don't even understand what was going on. But back to me in golf.
Yeah.
So here I am hitting balls, and because I couldn't sleep. So it's sitting with me. Went ahead and worked on it, and I figured it out, fixed it, blah, blah, blah. But the issue was yesterday, it was probably 50-mile-an-hour winds.
Yesterday?
It was insane.
Really? I don't remember it being that windy.
Yeah, look at his face.
Yeah.
Insane, the amount of wind.
Wow.
So much so that I took an 8-iron from 130 yards. I had left on a par 5. Wind was in the face. I was 30 yards short. And I flushed it.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I even though like you can't reach anything if you're into the wind and you overflow it, flew it when it's behind you type of deal. I struck the ball really well with the iron, so I was happy like just striking it. So that's back. So that was but 2 days ago. What's today? No, Friday. Is that 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Friday. Do you remember I told you about a guy I played golf with years ago, and it was at Airways, and he killed a squirrel? And I said, I can be out here 1,000 years, and I'll never see that again. And Vaha did that a month ago.
Yeah.
He murdered another one on Friday.
Vaha?
Vaha.
Wow.
Murdered another one. Now,
How does
he
do
will... He will. It was on number 14 along the railroad track. Okay, so they're all in front of you, all the ground squirrels, right? So he hits a low liner. I mean, he hit it really well though.
Good stinger. Back
it was a stinger, right?
Yes.
And he says, "I did it again." I was like, "Yeah, it was a good ball," because I didn't see what he was talking about. And he says, "No, I hit another squirrel." I said, "No way." The guy that we play with. You know what he did? He drove out there because this thing is just going crazy, right?
The squirrel?
The squirrel.
Yeah.
It's struggling.
His final moments.
Well, he went out there and he ran over it to put it out of his misery. He hit him in the face.
Oh, my
Vaha
God.
hit him in the face. Now,
decapitated him.
The bad part about this is...
Dude.
That's what serial killers do.
The bad part about it
Take
is
pictures of it?
Look at the underbelly of the...
oh, no.
It was pregnant.
Oh, my God.
So he is a
mass murderer.
mass murderer
Oh, my God.
of ground squirrels.
Yeah. Do not tell my wife that story. She'll cry.
Oh, dude, I
don't know how I feel about this.
She'll cry.
I was horrified. Horrified.
Did you guys have a little funeral for it? Cue up like some Creed or something?
No, but the funny thing is, the guy that we play with, he's just so funny. Every once in a while, he'll say something to Vaha. You know, just like, let up already. Okay.
Oh, he was taking like multiple hacks to the squirrel?
No. Let up as far as
okay.
giving Vaha poop about it.
Oh, okay.
No. He ran over it to put it out of its misery. So then he sent me a picture of the carcass.
I imagine like a swift 5-iron to the head or something.
No.
You ran it over. What a psycho.
Was that?
He ran it over.
Well, he ran it over to put it out of its misery, he said.
No, that was...
I mean, what are the chances
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
What are the chances of... I was there for 3 murders.
Maybe you're the problem.
I am the problem. Unbelievable, dude.
Wow.
I mean, I couldn't believe it when he said it.
They're overpopulated.
Dude, the geese over there right now. So,
Really?
hole number 4, I think they had the Fresno City yesterday.
Really?
I think. And we were out there after it.
Wait, what do you mean, the Fresno City?
Amateur.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 4, green.
Mm-hmm. Just caca everywhere.
The entire thing is covered in caca. You don't even want to put it on a green. you know what?
I'd rather chip
I'll
on.
I'll take a 6.
Yeah.
I'll take a 6 here. I'm good with a double bogey here.
Yikes.
Dude, it is so bad. And
Vaha said the city is next weekend.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't. All right.
It
We got bad
practice
information.
round.
We got
Yeah,
bad
practice
information.
Yeah, if it was the city, they would have had all the caca cleaned up.
Well, this is what I'm saying. You would have to have an employee that stays near the green to keep those critters from coming on to the green.
They like that area.
Oh, you know, that pond is right there, yeah.
Critters.
That's still crazy.
A lot of caca.
No, not
So
the caca, just the...
The murder?
Because I heard I wasn't on for when you first told the story about Vaha killing.
Yeah.
No, I was there for that. That's right. I was there. But that one just...
And by the way,
Jesus, man.
I wanted to point out, technically, I hurt said squirrel actually killed by person that willfully drove off.
That's true, because, I mean,
that's what
thing
I
was
said.
squirming around.
Vaha will claim that he didn't actually murder this thing. But if that said squirrel was left for 2 more minutes, it dead.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. And then all the babies in it.
Yeah.
I don't need to bring that up.
Is that still sensitive?
Yeah, that's tough.
Like, should we have cut it open and released the babies?
Oh.
I mean, you know, to
yeah,
a
they definitely
circuit.
would have been eaten by a hawk flying over.
Or it's
Well,
just still a fetus.
You think the other ones won't take care of it?
No, they'll be like, this ain't my child. I'm not
According to
paying support
liberals,
for this.
they're not alive yet. They're not.
Yeah, so hey.
Vaha hit a ball. This is, and by the way, he is crushing it right now.
Good for him.
Yeah, really, really well.
It's still a story
There was
time,
a
right?
goose.
Yep.
There was a goose, right? And if I'm not mistaken, he hits short of the goose, but it takes this massive hop and goes over the goose. And the funniest thing is I'm watching it and you just see the goose go, you know, just
Like ducks. Like it saw it coming all along. Like that's so funny.
the ball goes over and he just pops his head. But the funny thing is he
Turn it.
Dude, geese are like...
Hey, what the hell, guy?
Geese are menaces, man. He was looking at me, he was like, you.
So yesterday,
Hey, I'm walking in.
Hey, on number 4. Speaking of 4,
Yeah.
I'm
New
walking off.
Yorker geese.
Yeah, New
I'm
York
walking
geese.
off the back side to get to 5. Vaha's driving a cart around, and all of a sudden, all the other geese are just kind of like moving away.
Yeah.
This one guy, all of a sudden, he starts. You know, they go.
Yeah.
You know, like that. So I stop and I look at him and go, "Are we gonna have a problem here?" Right? So he does that thing with his head like that. I said, "Dude, you don't want this right now." I said, "Are we gonna have a problem?" I said, "I propose right now. I walk this way and you walk that way without making another sound at me." I'm literally having a conversation with this thing. He's pissing me off. Number 1, you guys pooped all over this green. I can't even putt on it.
They got attitudes, man.
Number 2, what are you hissing at me for? So he looks at me.
The other guy tried to hit you.
He looks at me.
He's the one who hit the ball.
Right? And he's like this, right? I said, "Don't do it." And he's just like that. And he goes, "All right." Almost like, "All right, truce."
Yeah.
And he just walked away. And I was like, so when I walked back, Vaha was telling me a story. I think he was telling me a story about how a goose was hissing at somebody or whatever. And I said, "Dude, I just ran into the same problem right now. This dude's hissing at me." I told him it's not good enough.
I said Goose was like, "What was that?"
She just walks away. He's like, what the hell was... This guy
That's
just,
so
like,
funny.
de-escalated the situation with me?
No, but if you watched it duck, it just went down with his head. The ball goes over him, then he turns. And it's like, where'd that come from?
You.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
You up
brilliant.
there.
Yeah.
You're mine. Yeah,
Good
they
stuff.
got attitudes, man.
Territorial, those geese are.
Is that one of the scariest birds?
No.
No?
Scariest?
Well, when they're, like, in a group and they huddle around you, just ready to jump you.
How often are they huddling around you?
What are the times when,
Well,
whenever as a kid,
he's saying something. So I just saw this video. These geese are like in a pen and there's puppies in it. This one bird, goose, just is going out and somebody's filming it. Like, why are you allowing this to happen?
What's wrong with you?
It keeps attacking this poor puppy, and all you hear in this puppy is just screaming for its life. And I'm like,
This is really dark.
yeah, it's like somebody, you're filming it, dude. It's on your property. You have this enclosed area. Why are you letting this happen?
Yeah, that's really weird.
That freaking thing just kept attacking it and is screaming about this poor puppy. You think your wife would have cried about the squirrel? She would have cried about that.
Make sure she doesn't listen to this episode.
That's right. And let her know you guys are getting a puppy soon. She's going to be thrilled
That's
about
true.
that. Yeah.
Vaha said a family of geese just stared me back into my house. Is that scared or stared? Stared me back into my house? Like they were just waiting for you?
He lives near a ponding basin.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what when on one of his walks, they're just like, we've heard.
Yeah, we got word around town.
Yeah, we've heard.
You're the guy to watch out for.
You are a killer. He's actually hit a goose. Now, that's not his fault. So he hits it, and it just it rolls, and then all of a sudden you just hear a thump. But literally, they are everywhere right now.
That time of year, haven't migrated yet.
Well,
migrating back in.
We've seen the little babies. They were like this 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Furry, like just fuzzy, right?
Yeah.
Dude, they're so big right now. It is unbelievable how big they are.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah. And they're going to pop poo-poo all over the greens too.
It's tradition.
Everywhere you go on that course, it is littered, especially the front nine. Just littered.
His swing is so different, but
it is different.
He just strikes
so
the
strong
heck
though.
out of the ball.
So strong.
Yeah.
It's the most abbreviated swing with that much power.
Texas Joe wanted to ask, didn't Legend kill some birds recently? That was within the past year. Caught some in your mouse traps.
Okay, now Texas Joe. Now, I'm not a murderer.
You're setting traps for these things?
Not birds. Not birds. And they were so pretty. The color of the birds, so pretty. Thanks, Texas Joe.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah. Man, oh, man.
All right, we're going to get to actual stuff now.
Could be.
Good story time.
Yeah.
PGA Championships this weekend.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know it was this weekend until like a day or two before.
So yesterday.
Why is that?
It's just not. It's the PGA. And people don't care about it. Remember,
it's the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, so Bryson yesterday,
but not as much as the Open, British Open.
Stepchild?
Yeah, like doesn't the British Open? That's the one that we're like, no one cares. Or is it
the
PGA,
the PGA
for this? Okay.
No, PGA. It's like
it's
like the Australia.
You always poo-poo the British Open, but that's because they call it the Open. Is that why?
That's why. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Talking about sports now.
So
how about that?
Bryson yesterday
Sports
takes
podcast?
the lead, right? Birdies, and he's on a run. Takes the lead. And he is playing unbelievable, right? He happened to catch a little bit of it. And he is just firing up the crowd. I mean, it was crazy. Just firing up the crowd. And then on 16, he bogeys. And then on 17, where you saw Rory and you thought he went into water, he went into water. He went 3 over
on those. I mean,
on those 2 holes.
Those last 3 holes are the toughest 3 on the course.
So he went from leading this, and it looked like. So, and then I get home after being at the club yesterday, and I see
Scotty
3-shot lead.
Yeah,
dude, he was making putts. I mean, when you have a 3-footer, like he's just dialed in.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just throwing darts right now, and 3-shot lead. The guy Vegas, whatever
Vegas.
is yeah,
Jonathan Vegas.
He went and completely pooped on himself.
Really?
Like the geese do at the club.
That was him.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, he was leading after the first day, second day, and then yesterday went like 2 over.
So he was at 10, and then all of a sudden, I can't remember
he was
what
at
hole.
10 in the middle of the third round, somewhere.
Yeah,
because I think he started day at 7, right? 7 or 8.
He was at 10.
Wow.
He was at 10, and then
Now
all of a sudden, he hits a shot, and I just said out loud, I said, "Oh no!" Now it wasn't. No, it wasn't like it was egregious, right?
Yeah.
It was blocked to the right, but it's in a position where now you kind of put yourself in a little tough position. I mean, you can get up and down.
Don't want to miss right.
You can get up and down.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a pro, right?
Yeah.
But I just remember saying, "Oh no," and then I walked away. Come back, he's at 8. I'm not saying he lost 2 on that hole, but I had left for a little bit. When I came back, the TV was still on. He's at 8. I'm like, oh no. Then he's at 7.
Yeah.
And then Bryson goes to 8, and that's when he's like the crowd is so. It's almost like with Phil, when Phil was on his run a little bit, everybody was behind him to want him to win. It seems like that with Bryson right now. I'm one of those people. Yeah. I want him to do really well.
Yeah.
I do. I just watched this YouTube thing with him, breaking a record at this golf course, just a public golf course. Ironically enough, it was called Riverside.
Oh,
yeah, but I forget where it was. And he's playing with that big guy that's the long hitter. He's a really big. He's the long drive. Competes in it.
Yeah.
Not with the long hair, but this guy's a big dude.
Yeah.
And he's wearing shorts, right? Very, very funny. But windy as heck. It's unbelievable windy. He was at 4 under after 8 holes. Then he bogeys a hole, and I couldn't. I had to go to sleep. I was tired, and so I don't know what he ended up. But the course record was 64. Number 64. I think you've got that in the back. He's never played it. He never went and walked it to see whatever,
Yeah.
He hits a ball, and they're all like, it's blind because everybody else would go this way. Well, he goes over everything, right? And he's like, oh, this has got to be perfect. It's perfect. And they're all talking about this is perfect. It's perfect. Well, it's not. You know what I mean? Like, it's crushed.
Yeah.
But went too far through. So then there's a punch, and so I don't know what he finished on it, but he's entertaining as heck to me right now.
Yeah.
And I think the crowd, he loves the crowd endorsing him, getting behind him. But man, you can't birdie that, get the crowd going, and then double bogey.
Yeah.
And you're out of it now. I shouldn't say that, but the way Scotty is right now.
He's 6 back, yeah, and Scotty is just.
Unless they shoot Scotty.
He'd have to really fall apart there. 3-shot lead over Alex Noren going in the last.
And I'm not saying that guy's not a player.
No.
I don't know who he is. I think he may be Canadian. I could be making that up.
He's Swedish.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
And you're not. How many times have you been in this position? Scotty's been in it.
They showed it. Like, I think Noren he's only finished in the top 10 like a handful of times. Like,
now,
I don't think any.
Am I rooting
wins.
against him? No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
You want to see like a close final round at any major. You want to see it come down to that last couple holes.
I want it to go to a playoff. You know what I mean? Like, have 3-4 guys in a playoff. I'd love that.
Yeah.
But Scotty, who, by the way, 2 days ago didn't look like he was going to be anywhere near this.
All of a sudden.
And, dude, I don't know if you know, he's really good.
Yeah.
He really is. Some of the shots that I saw him execute, it's phenomenal. Yeah. It is crazy to watch. It is crazy to watch because of his feet. Yeah. You would never teach that.
Swings
right?
out of his shoes, literally.
You literally.
Yeah.
You would never teach it, but man, he's doing it.
Yep.
Just like Jim Furyk, you'd never teach that loop.
Yeah.
But the guy was successful.
Yeah, he was. Text Joe, Bryson got some birdies without killing them. Yes, correct.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to hear the laugh track on that, but that was a good one.
You had some stuff from some extracurriculars around the tournament. Koepka?
Yeah.
He got into it with some people?
Well, I'm going to read this to you, and you tell me how you would respond if you're Koepka. Okay? Guarantee money does that, because I guess he hit a bad shot, so the guy yells out, guarantee money does that. The heckler said, referencing the money Koepka received, switching to live. So he's trolling him, and it's basically, if I'm not mistaken, and you tell me number one, how would you react? Would you just not? Now, you hit a bad shot. You're pissed.
I'd probably laugh, chuckle.
Okay, you would. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd go after him like Adam Sandler did to Bar Barker.
Oh, okay.
And
and Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
Is the guy saying this? When you got guaranteed money like that, you're not working hard anymore to try to win.
That's how I would interpret it.
Is that how you would interpret it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's not lost on me in this, right? It doesn't matter if you win, but I've always said this, like he, before going to Live, made a ton of money, correct?
He did, yeah.
Okay. And he was a major champion.
He was in every major.
He was a major champion. Okay. I've always said this. The guy that's that wealthy doesn't care about the purse at the end of it.
Yeah.
He only is worried about the green jacket, this jug, the other jug, the prestige of winning a major. I'm not poo-pooing the money. He will tell you, you can keep that freaking money. I just want to know that I won that damn tournament.
I'm better than everyone else.
Yeah, that money is secondary, third, maybe fourth on his mind.
Yeah.
You know, but I get it. When you have that kind of money coming to you, how hard are you actually working, you know, at your craft?
I mean, I still think they are. They're all competitors.
I totally agree, but I understand what the guy is saying, though. The heckler is saying.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. It's a good line.
It is. It really is.
I don't know if it's valid, but. And that's why I think if you're Brooks, like, I would, it's a good one, but at the same time, he knows what he's playing for.
Yeah. I don't know how I would handle it. Because, again, you're talking about you just hit a bad shot. You haven't been in a major competition for a title in a while now. This is getting to him, right? And you keep hearing these chirping. Now, this one was brought up because he responded. Because he yells at the guy, why don't you come over here and say that to my face?
Nice.
Okay, so now that's the reason why this is a story.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people are chirping all the time. And do you know they bet out loud while you're at the tee box, just about to tee off, and these group of it's insane. I don't know how I would handle it. They're saying
before or after?
Before he's gonna hit. So he probably put the tee in, the ball on it, and you can hear these guys all saying, I bet he hits it to the right. I bet he hits it to the left. I bet he hits it to the water.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen that stuff. Dude, it is they're constantly, these guys are constantly talking poop to the
Only
golfers.
The live guys, you think, though?
No. Anybody. Any of them. So I had seen that a while ago. I didn't realize it's that bad. It is that bad.
Wow.
Guys are betting that these guys are going to screw up, right? So all of that is going on, Bench. All of that is going on. And you have this thing of you just hit a bad shot. You're not in contention, and this guy is saying that. And it's a story because you reacted to it. I'm not sure that I don't snap my club and then take the sharp edge and jam it down his eye socket. You understand what I'm saying? And then now everybody gets the idea. You do that to me, I'm going to kill you. You know how Vaha goes after the ground squirrels?
Yeah.
I go after the hecklers.
Establishing precedent.
That's right. The word would get out.
Oh, man.
Dude, it'd be hard, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is the most humbling game I've ever played. And I've played every sport. This is the worst game. Day to day, it changes.
Yeah.
Moment to moment, it changes. Ask Bryson yesterday.
Yeah.
That Varga guy, whatever. Ask him. I mean, you get deflated immediately. And is there anything you've ever done with self-doubt while you're standing over something other than golf?
Not as much, no.
I'm not talking about your sex.
Wow.
Ah.
Jeez. No doubt there.
You're terrible. You know it. That was it.
Okay. Man, some of these guys are hitting great shots.
So Rory, I guess what happens is it's just a random thing, and they'll test your clubs.
Yeah.
Right?
This is interesting.
So his driver was out of
the spec.
Whatever. I can't tell you what it was. I didn't dive totally into it.
Yeah.
I've been involved in watching golf, playing golf for 100 years. This is the first time I've ever heard this.
Yeah, same.
I've never known they did this.
Yeah.
Right? So now he's going into this after winning the Masters on a high, going to the PGA. And
it was before the tournament?
Yeah, before the tournament. So you're walking in saying, I'm one of 3 guys that are going to win this tournament. Right?
Yeah, in his head.
That's what I'm saying.
He's gonna.
You're Rory. You're saying I'm one of 3 guys that legitimately have a chance, right? And then all of a sudden, they yank the club out of your hand. And what does that do to you mentally?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you have as a backup? Well, it's not like they don't test out other clubs, I'm sure, but you've got one that you know how you hit it.
And you know
what
how
types of shot you can hit it.
You know, I think his swing is unbelievable, and his driver is as great as a ball can be hit.
Yeah.
Now he may not hit it as far as Bryson. He's pretty close, but his shapes, the way he shapes it, is second to none.
Yeah.
And they took that stick away from him.
I wonder what he was using in this tournament.
His putter.
Yeah, just off the tee. And then last thing we had also on Rory was the beef. There was like the comments that came out after the Masters saying how Rory didn't say a word to him during like the final round because they were paired together, and there was that history they had from the they didn't play together in that one, but the U.S. Open where Rory kind of pooped his pants and then Bryson came back and won it. So you said Rory said something?
Rory, and the reason why I like what he said wasn't trying to be DeChambeau's best mate at Masters. And I think it's such a great line only because, look, guys, this is a competition. I don't have to. So what have I always told you? Like growing up, my best friends, I would kill for. I have had my best fights protecting my friends.
Yeah.
Right? But when we get into that between the lines of competition and we're competing against each other, I'm sorry. Unless somebody else tries to do something to you, I am going to try to decleat you. I am going to try to, in the corners, playing hockey in the boards, I am going to try to slam you and lay you out. That's what I'm going to do.
As he drives their face in the ground. I'm sorry.
No, I won't say sorry until we get across the line again. But I don't have a problem with what he's saying. I'm focused on this. I don't have to do this fake chummy thing with you. Later we can go out and have dinner.
Yeah.
But during it, so I think a lot was made out of it, and I completely understand Rory. And I just like how he said, we don't have to be best mates, Yeah. That's not what I'm looking to do. And I understand it. I truly do.
Yeah, because there certainly are those guys on the course that, like, they are really good friends. And so I think people see that sometimes, and, like, that's maybe the expectation is that all these guys are all buddies with each other because they,
But who is it with Tiger? Who is it JT? Like, Tiger's son also, they have this thing where they goof around. What was it with the tampon?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Okay. You have a history of that. You guys are friends. Now, Tiger was not like that before.
No.
Okay? Like, Tiger would ignore you, give you the ice.
Yeah.
Okay?
Because he was a killer.
That's right.
Yeah.
So now that he's not, he's lightened up. He's having a little more fun out there when he's healthy enough to be out there. And that's fine. You know what? You can do what you want. As long as you're not being disrespectful to the other person,
Yeah.
So I think people have made more of that Bryson thing. And, I told you that whole thing. They were on a driving range. It was being filmed. And Roy says, this guy here, he what he did to me at the open. Then Bryson was about to hit. And he said, well, in all fairness, you did that to yourself. Now, see, that's funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had a light moment when it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Maybe it mattered to Rory, but.
Well, you don't think Rory put that in the in his book?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have a single problem with it.
No.
And Rory now is completely out of contention.
Yeah. Not his weekend.
No.
Bitch of the week. Who you got, Jonas?
Oh, that sounds.
You've had an hour and a half to think about it.
I have, but I don't think I have a bitch of the week. I think I'm.
Wow.
I think
Just
I'm pacifist.
You're on cloud 9 because school's out, and
I would be, right?
yeah,
Especially this semester.
it's a good feeling.
It wasn't necessarily that it was hard.
No calculus, so I mean, couldn't have been that.
This
that
mic's going to be the death of me. It's not necessarily that it was a difficult semester, because all my classes were relatively easy. Communications, my teacher wasn't even there after the third week or something.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was just that whole thing. So yeah, I wouldn't even say that. It was just towards the end it was a lot of work. I typed out a 16-page paper for psychology.
Nice, good for you.
Yeah, it was terrible. But I don't think I have
Double
no complaints.
space. That's not that tough.
When you have 10 articles you have to put into the
citations.
paper,
Good
then it becomes difficult.
Okay, he had no B of the week. Yours?
fun stuff.
Yeah.
That umpire.
Umpire Randy.
How old?
Probably 60s.
Now, is that also the problem? Because the other guy was old also.
Yeah.
Bill?
Dennis. I just don't get it. You've clearly been doing it for a while. And I just don't know how you can be that bad. In my head, it doesn't make sense.
Well,
Old
I'm
age.
gonna say this. When you're saying you've clearly done this for a while, well, that's the organization's fault for allowing him to continue doing it. If he's
I
this
don't know
bad.
how all that works. There's always a shortage of those umpires, which is part of the problem.
Mhm.
They're not going to kick anyone out, really.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just really bad. Just do better.
It's not on par with it, but that's why I say with Major League Baseball, when you have that technology,
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of a game the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and honestly, just I had to turn it off. I mean, it is so egregious. And by the way, the calls were not going against me.
Yeah.
They were in favor of me. But again, that's not what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I'm looking at how can you be that bad?
Yeah.
How is it possible? And you're saying this about Randy here.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. My B of the week is the people that play in front of me at the club
Yeah.
that have no golf etiquette whatsoever and understanding. So it's not just in front of me, the group in front of me, but imagine an adjacent.
Okay.
They hit the ball errantly into my fairway. I'm on the tee box. Whose fairway is this?
That'd be yours.
Right. So usually I'm like, I put my hand on my head and I'm like, what are you doing? Now I just go, the hell with it. Put the freaking tee in the ground, put the ball on the tee. I did that yesterday. I said, I don't care anymore. I don't. This was on number 6. They're coming up on 16, the par 5.
Yep.
So my par 5, their par 5. And this fool is just driving right. My favorite part is another guy at a previous day, he's got his kid running around the golf course
Nice.
like a 7-year-old, maybe a 4-year-old. I don't know. just by himself, just running as he's driving. Dude, this is
father-son bonding.
No, if you're bonding, he should be next to you. But there's so many errant shots. How do you allow your child to be in that kind of...
Yeah. The only bonding he's going to do is mourning the kid just lying on the floor if he gets knocked in the head.
It's a good learning lesson.
It's a good learning. Hey, that's why you don't run around. I let you run around, not
Yeah.
because I'm a terrible parent, because I'm trying to teach you.
Got to learn the hard way.
It's frustrating, man.
Yeah.
It is frustrating. I understand why people pay a lot of money to be at a prestigious golf club.
Mm. Don't have to deal with that.
Don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
You got the British guy to kick
Dude, when
out.
you're driving almost on the green, like you just, and then their radio or their whatever they're playing, the speaker, it's so loud. So imagine 15, I'm about to tee off, this is a couple of days ago, about to tee off. Guy drives up on 15, that par 3 near the green, parks there. By the way, he had a great shot on that par 3. Because you know how windy it's always in your face, that par 3. I mean, he stuffed it. He hit a really good ball. And I'm teeing off on 16. About to tee up. He's driving, and it's just music blaring. Dude, you're old enough to know that is not good. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, at his age, you shouldn't be doing that. So you know what I want to do? You know what I want to do is just, when he's about to putt, just start screaming.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Just while you got that birdie putt going.
Let's even the odds.
Let's even it. Let's go ahead. And then let me hear you say something. Because I'm going to take that speaker and smash you over the head with it.
Is this better?
Yes.
Not perfect.
Maybe.
We got to fix his mic here.
I don't know what's wrong with it.
We'll have our best people on it. That was it. I digress.
NHL.
Yes. So
thick of the playoffs.
Yes. So
our
the
Oilers.
Jets are out.
Jets are out. They lost to the Stars in overtime last night.
2-1.
2-1 or 3-2? Was it 2-1?
2-1.
2-1.
So today is Toronto.
Yeah, they forced the Game 7.
Now I've got to hand it to them. The way they were embarrassed in Game 5,
was it like 4-0, 6-0?
It was 6-0, became 6-1, like
Okay.
late goal.
Yeah.
It was, but in Toronto, I'm talking embarrassed. Their fans, they're like putting their hands in their, they were like, this is,
They've seen
here
this
we
story.
go again,
Yeah,
right?
they've seen this story.
Yeah, but it's usually in the first round.
Yes.
This is the second round. The fact that they came back and shut them out 2-0,
Mm-hmm.
I got to hand it to them. This may not
went on the road.
This may not be the old Maple Leaf thing. I'm blown away because you could literally, as an organization, just go, here we go again, right?
Yeah.
But it was impressive. But yes, my Oilers. You know, I've been an Oilers fan.
Oh yeah.
My entire life.
That's why you picked them to win the whole thing.
That's not true.
No, that was me.
That was you.
My Caps though.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, Ovechkin, 21st season next year. He says he's coming back.
21st, 25th.
21st.
Oh.
21st
season.
season.
25th.
No,
I thought you said
21st.
25th.
I did, and then I said I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
21st. So I will ask you this. He had 40-something goals this year.
Yeah, 23 open net, but yeah.
Yeah. He had 45 goals, 41 of them open net. I want to ask you this question. Somebody late in their career, anybody better than him still being as productive that you can think of in any sport? Any sport. Now, the Onion had played 90 years. The end of his career, it was more of sucker hanging than it was anything else. It wasn't really up and down, you know. Gordie Howe played, into his 50s, maybe 60s, but he wanted to do that because he played with his two sons. And he first with a WHA, and then the Whalers went into the NHL, and he played with them over there.
Brady?
But he didn't play. Did he play 20? How many years?
I think so. It was right around
Because
that, I feel like.
okay, that's a really good one. If that, Man, I mean, really, 20 years?
I think so. He played quite a bit. 23 years.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got the gold, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Because was there a massive.
No, I mean he threw for 5,300 yards as a 44.
But it's a different league,
It
though,
is,
right?
but still.
But he still threw it.
That led the
He's still-
league.
right.
Like
Yeah. I don't. You know what? I'm gonna take back that statement.
Okay.
I'm gonna take back that statement because everybody's playing in that league right now, and he still did it.
What do you mean?
Everybody's playing under the same rules. Like I'm saying, when he first started to what, but everybody's doing the same rules.
Yeah.
And so that was stupid. That was incredibly stupid. But so maybe it is him.
I thought they had.
Dude, I'm crazy. I thought he played like 16, 17 seasons.
When you go to 45 years old, it covers a lot of ground.
It does in football. Why? Because you start later. Like in hockey, you can start as a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, in football, you can't because of the rules.
Yeah.
You got to be 3 years.
Yeah, before you get drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good call by you. That was out of nowhere. Okay, so how about any other sport?
I mean, you could say LeBron, but he started as a teenager too. So he's not 44, 45.
Yeah.
How old is Ovi?
He's 40. 41 years old?
39.
He's 39 years old?
Makes sense. Started as a teenager also. But yeah, I mean Brady, Manning, and Breeze, they all played pretty far. Brady went.
Manning. Yeah.
Manning was 17, 18 years. Played till he was 39. He obviously had some of those serious. Jamie Moyer coming from Onga. I don't know about the same dominance, but the longevity for sure.
But he was a salad thrower, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Wait, Nolan Ryan? That just came to me.
Moyer played 25 years.
How about Nolan Ryan?
Nolan Ryan played a long time too. 66 to 93. Oh my gosh, 27 years.
Okay, but how much of a fall?
I mean, had 200 strikeouts at 44. 157 strikeouts. How many starts? 27 starts as a 45-year-old.
Golly.
And had an ERA of just over 3.
Wow.
So that's pretty good too.
Yeah. Okay, so do we still go Brady? Because Brady won 2 years before retiring, right? 2 years?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So he won.
Yeah.
Ovi could have this year. Didn't.
Nolan Ryan never won a Cy Young. That blows my mind. That stat blows my mind
crazy.
To this day. I don't get it.
Yeah.
He never had the great wins and losses because of the teams he was on. Like he had a 2.76 ERA and went 8-16.
Does it show how many walks he had in a season that he?
Oh yeah, he led the league in walks, the majors in walks.
Yeah, that's
quite a few years.
Yes, but see, that was the problem with him.
Yeah.
The first guy up, he struck out. Second guy, he walked. Third guy, he struck out. Fourth guy, you know what I mean? It was just
got out of it.
But so what I'm saying is, nobody in the infield or outfield did anything for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Onga also said Phil Niekro.
Phil Niekro. But see, that doesn't connote dominance like, Brady
318 wins, played 24 years.
But wait, look at the bottom part of that.
Yeah, the last year.
2 years.
No, this is all 1 year here. He was traded twice in the same year.
Okay.
But yeah, as a 48-year-old. a 5.5
year-old
5.52 ERA. Or no, wait, that's not ERA. Sorry, 6.3 ERA. Not great.
No, we're gonna have to push back on that one. Sorry.
But yeah, I think Brady takes the cake.
Okay, so Brady, how would you do it? Gold, silver, and bronze. Would you go Nolan and then Ovi, or would you go Ovi and then?
I feel like I'd give the edge to Ovi because of the physical
The game you're
toll
playing.
of it.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Not
game.
that, I mean, not that pitching is easy.
No.
And like, you know.
No, but you do get to sit down for a while.
You do.
But in hockey, you get to sit down for 35 seconds sometimes.
And then as soon as you get on the ice, some guy comes across the ice and smacks you.
Harpoons you. That is funny. Now you can go old time, right? Like you can go like how old was Ty Cobb when he finally stopped? And you know, he's the all-time batting average of 360 something. I don't know what it is. 366.
366.
Yeah. How
he
many
played
years?
till he was 41, but only played 95 games in that.
How many
last
years did he
season.
play? 24?
24 years, yeah.
Okay, but forget the last year. How about the year before?
Year before, not bad.
Yeah.
Hit 357.
At how old? 40 what?
40 years old. Still had 175 hits.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Played for my Philadelphia A's.
You were a huge A's fan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Way back.
Yeah, way back. You know what you were doing.
Man, he stole 96 bases in a year. Not as much as Lou Brock.
No.
You remember how many he had?
In a year?
In 1 year.
I'm going to guess. You ready?
Yeah.
144.
118.
Not 144?
No, not 144.
Who's the single
At 35 years old.
single
What about Ricky?
single season? Is Ricky?
I think. I could be wrong, but he had 130. I think there's probably someone that had more than that.
How would you put it? Single season, yeah.
Hugh Nickel.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember him. Yep. That dude. Yeah.
What year was that?
Oh, that was 1941.
No, before that. Look at that
It's
card.
1843. Oh, good old Hugh.
Yeah. From the UK.
It's so old
Good
that
day,
it's
mate.
not a picture. It was a sketch.
1887. He stole
Jeez.
138 bases.
Yeah.
What league was that? The American Association.
Yeah. That's a great league. He played a good 4 years.
Man. Good for Hugh.
How many years? 10 years?
10 years.
Yeah. Good old Hugh.
The more you know.
The less you want to know.
Did we touch on all the series?
Yeah.
Canes beat the Caps.
Yeah.
Oilers beat the Knights.
Now, that's going to hurt the Canes. Again, being off for so long.
You think so?
I think so. They'll find a way to
They
screw
face
this
the
thing
winner of tonight's game with the Leafs and
the Panthers.
Panthers.
By the way,
Joe's Rats. That's Joe's Rats.
Stanley Cup champ Panthers.
That's who you picked?
That's right.
Really?
I don't lie.
You picked the Habs.
No.
You didn't?
No.
What?
I was realistic.
The Habs were a clean sweep.
In 3
all the way
years,
through.
I am.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Habs and Sharks.
In 3 years?
2028 Stanley Cup. Would love to see.
I don't think you guys gonna. I don't think it'll be 3 years.
Come on. Got another top 2 pick.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be 3 years, but I think because you guys have no offense, I think you look at it maybe 5 years, 6 years.
Celebrini is the offense.
That's right, just one guy. Kind of need 3-4 lines in hockey.
Sure.
Yeah, that's how you win it.
That's why Vaha said you can never have too many centers.
That's right.
Never too many centers.
Even though 1976 Montreal Canadiens, right there, the donut line right there, those two guys right there.
Major League Baseball, a lot of moving pieces in the managerial
See
department.
you later. See you later. See you later.
We're
The
only,
last one is
what?
the one that.
We're about 40 games in, 30 games in.
No, more than 30.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
44.
Yeah.
The A's are 22 and 22.
Yeah.
Although they lost last night on a walk-off walk.
Now the Pirates
That's nice.
one surprised me a hair, just a hair.
Yeah, their manager gone.
Yeah, the Rockies one when the ownership the manager said, the general manager, whatever you said, we have confidence in him. I knew he was going to be fired. So that in itself, as soon as you heard that,
Typical line you drop before you fire a guy.
right? So that's what they did. They started out 6 and 33,
Something like that. Yeah.
yeah, which is crazy.
My whole thing with that situation is, like, I know it's not good, but, like, what was the expectation coming into the year?
That's such a great question.
Like,
now,
I know
do
that's
you then
bad,
blame
but-
the general manager?
Like,
How about putting some pieces together?
yeah.
But I wonder what they've gone since the firing.
Yeah, I mean, they won last night.
Well, then that's it. I mean, that was
14
the
to
right
12.
was the right move then.
Well-
They beat the Snakes?
They did.
The Snakes?
Yeah, beat the Snakes.
I love that. I just
What,
love when they say the Snakes.
Do you know what day he got fired? Did you have a timestamp on your picture yet?
Let me see. Let me see.
They're currently 8 and 37.
So they only won.
So like 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Because you said they were like
Yeah.
6 and 33.
They're right near 500.
I mean, anything can happen over these last 120 games.
Okay, if you were to take a bet right now that they win the World Series and you have to put $1,000
no.
on it,
I mean, you'd make $1 billion.
that's
but-
what I'm saying. That's how you make money right
but
there.
I don't think it's worth it.
Might as well burn that money.
Yeah, so Colorado, their guy's gone. Pittsburgh is sitting at 15 and 31. I think a lot of people had higher expectations, so that one kind of makes sense to me. Like,
The Pirates one?
yeah.
Yeah.
You've got Skeens. Jared Jones, I think, is hurt, so they haven't had him. But, yeah. Because last year they were in the thick of the playoff race for a lot of it,
Yeah.
and you would think they'd take another step
Right.
forward, and that hasn't happened. The Orioles, another situation where, yes, the expectations are high for them because of their core they've got, like Rutschman, Henderson, what's his name that I'm blanking on right? Jordan Westberg, Jackson Holiday. Like, they've got a lot of young pieces. So, but the question for them coming into the year was the pitching staff. The pitching staff, they lost Corbin Burns, and then they didn't do anything to come try and, like, fill that. So, and then they have injuries on top of that in the pitching rotation. So, yeah, they're 15 and 29. They're last in the AL East. But I don't know what the expectation was. Like, in their front office, like, did they think they would be able to get by with no starting pitching and just...
No, that's a great question. That is such a great question because the Yankees do that every year. Their lineup is pretty decent, but they have no pitching, right? I'm going to tell you something right now. I think they thought they're going to contend with the Yankees, and I believe they should think that way with the amount of talent they have. However, you can't win without pitching. You just can't.
Yeah.
They can get you by for so long.
Yeah.
Right? And your offense could be good enough, and I'm not sure what the Orioles are right now, but their offense could be good enough. But you are going to go against a guy that's going to shut down your offense. And if they're scoring, then, I mean, yeah, they did it. Sometimes a general manager is saving his own skin and delaying something by doing what?
Firing the manager.
Firing the manager,
Yeah.
right?
And that's like you saw Paul Skeens comment on it when that all happened, he said like, yeah, we kind of knew like someone was going to have to go, and then he's the guy. Like it was like you're the scapegoat in that
That's
situation
what I'm saying.
as the manager. So, yeah.
Like me right now, I don't hate Boone, but I just don't like some of the decisions sometimes, right? And I'm so sick of he's such a player's manager. I mean, okay. Just because you get thrown out of games left and right because you're going to and defending, I mean, who cares, all right? How about doing something with the lineup a little differently, or maybe be a little more creative on scoring runs instead of waiting for somebody to hit a 7-run home run.
Dingers.
Yeah. So that bothers me. But Cashman has done nothing for me you can get a pitcher, like you say with Fried. Okay, I concede. But that's not the only guy you needed.
Yeah.
For the last 4 years, for the love of God, give me something else. And he has failed. So he's been hanging on, and I don't know why Steinbrenner lets this guy skate. You're paying this money for garbage, and you're getting no results.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. The Twins have won 13 in a row. Did you see that?
I did not.
They've won 13 in a row, and they haven't given up a run in 33 innings.
That's pretty good.
That to me is
now,
impressive.
This is what's crazy, though. 13 in a row. Their record is 26-20.
Yeah. They started out slow.
mean, that. Can you imagine if you were
just 500?
Yeah, if you're. Yeah. Can you imagine where you would be right now?
They'd have best record in baseball.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, it's better late than never. It's not late, you know what I'm saying. But, by the way, the Dodgers have lost 2 more games than they should have. So that team is going to get dismantled.
It's a failure.
Yeah, it's a failure. That was a failure.
The tightest division in baseball, AL West. Look at that, top to bottom. 6-game spread.
I can't see it. Okay, yes, there it is.
Mariners leading that right now.
Yeah.
A's have fumbled a little bit. Not a good series against the Yankees.
No.
And then now they are in danger of being swept by the Giants.
That bothers me.
Yeah, they've let one guy beat them.
And that's not good.
So I don't know if you saw Friday night's game.
No.
Wilmer Flores had 3 home runs and 8 RBIs, and I think the final score was 8-0. Last night, they intentionally walk Mike Yastrzemski in the 10th inning with 2 outs to load the bases to bring up Wilmer Flores.
Yeah.
The guy who just hit 3 home runs.
It makes sense. It's good managerial decisions
And
there.
then they walk him, and they walk in the winning run in extra innings.
That's got to hurt.
A walk-off walk.
Does it hurt?
Yeah, when your all-star closer's on the mound, you don't expect him to just walk a guy, Just throw him 100 and see if he can hit it.
Yeah.
But, it didn't happen that way. So, and that was with Severino starting for them last night.
And you know how good he is.
I mean, he had a great outing, just no run support. So,
yeah.
They're floundering a bit.
A hair?
Just a bit.
Yeah.
Detroit, best record in baseball.
I'm looking at it.
That's Haas's team. That Skubal guy for them, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty.
He had a game with 32 whiffs. He got 32 swing and misses.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good. Pretty good.
Onga said the Rockies getting hit with the anti-tank rule this year too. What does that mean?
He has to explain that.
I'm not privy to that.
He's going to have to explain that.
An anti-tank rule? Does that mean if they do so poorly they lose out on something?
Maybe.
Or they don't get the...
We should get him on the show.
We should. If he didn't live across the country, it'd be a little easier.
Well, he needs to move. He's got to think of the show. What is your record? Why can't I see you?
22 and 24. It's because we don't have a city.
There it is.
We're just
there
the
it is.
Athletics.
Yeah.
They can't.
That's pretty.
They can't have a pick higher than 10. It's because of how many years in a row they've been in the top 10 or something.
I don't know.
So the Rockies are doing so bad they can't even get a pick for it.
Wow.
That's brutal.
I mean, I know you're 2 under 5. That's pretty good still.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have a horrid thing against the Yankees in this series right now, I mean, let's say you went 500.
They've played some tough teams already. Like early in the year, they've already faced the Yankees, the Mets, the Cubs, the Dodgers. Like, so they've faced a lot of like the better teams in baseball.
Yeah.
And they've gotten hammered by some of it. Like, I know the Dodgers.
Is this what you guys did right here? Go ahead.
They beat the Dodgers the first game of the series and then came out and lost the next 2 by like a combined 20-something runs. Like, just got crushed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they've played a tough schedule, I think, overall. But they've also had games like against Seattle where they just blew it. Like, up, 5-1 going into the 8th, and you just kind of
Yankees
bullpen
love
falls.
doing it. Yeah, Yankees. Hey, hold my beer is what they say.
Got a lead. Let's put in
Yeah.
Williams.
Oh,
Weaver's done not bad
no.
as the closer.
Yeah.
He's been good.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have stuck with him from the start.
Okay, my whole thing is, my whole deal with Williams is this. As a closer, you can't put guys on base.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? That was my big problem with him. That knowing that this is what because whenever you put a guy on base, anything could happen. And I'm not talking about you giving it up. I'm talking about there could be the catcher misses the ball, a ground ball gets booted,
Yeah.
you lose a ball in the lights, whatever, right? I mean, anything could happen. Well, when you don't put anybody on, those type of things can't happen, but he is notorious on putting people on.
Yeah.
I don't like that. As a closer, that's the last thing you want.
Make him earn it.
Right on.
Yeah. Angus said, yep. Yeah, so it's like the...
Yeah, you're right about that, yeah. Well, he's right, and you're right, yeah.
Yeah. Going to be a tough year in Colorado.
Devers is playing pretty well. He had a walk-off.
First walk-off home run of his career. Could you
That's
believe
a little
that?
surprising.
That is. I
Yeah, a
thought
little
so, too.
surprising.
No, like walk-off home run specifically. He's probably had other walk-off hits, but a
home run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have thought he would have had one by now.
Especially against the Yankees. You know what I'm saying?
Williams in the bullpen. Had to get one.
Well, Chapman's
not bad.
No, he always gave it up to.
No,
Okay, I'm wrong. What do I know?
That's a closer you can count on.
So Soto returns, right,
Yeah.
to Yankee Stadium. So they have the Subway Series.
Rivalry week.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it was he got what I expected. There was a lot of booing. There was a lot of signs that inappropriate and what have you. Now
Yeah.
remember, you were cheering him last year.
Yeah.
And he was the guy for you last year, other than Judge, right? And again, I don't begrudge a guy taking more money. Not only the money part, about also the other things that he wanted, where the Mets gave in and the Yankees did not. And I also said, which I will repeat this, you can't pay a guy all that money when you can get 3 guys for that money. Do you understand? So
Makes sense to me.
I don't begrudge him for going. Thank you for what you did. Go wherever you want to go and what have you. And you know what? Boo him the first time and then just let it go as a fan base, okay? Because again,
They booed him the second game too.
they're
like the
gonna
whole series?
they're gonna tonight
Yeah.
or whenever they're gonna throw spears at him. You know what I mean? It's just they hate him, and I get it. I understand it. Like as a fan, unfortunately, you're too emotional where you think, man, remember I cheered for you.
Yeah.
You should come. No,
you
that's
should have
not.
taken less money.
That's not how it works, right?
Yeah.
So I'm realistic about it. I get what he did. Move on. Let it go. You know what? Win 2 out of 3. They should have won yesterday. Gave it up. If you swept them, it would have been fantastic. You know, whatever. But he's not the same guy. Do you understand what I'm saying?
this year.
Yeah, he's not. When you don't have 99,
Hit behind.
it
Helps a little bit.
kind of changes things for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
How's it going, youngest?
Oswaldo
What's
Cabrera
happening?
last week.
Yeah.
Is this still smart?
He's coming home on a fly ball. I think it was a tag from third.
Sack fly
I
situation.
think it was, right? So he tags, goes around the catcher, right? He's going around the catcher. And I go, well, that looked weird. He's short of the plate, lunges, touches the plate, and then he starts slamming the plate. And the wife is watching it sort of with me. It was late in the game. And I'm going, that is weird. Now, why is he doing that? And then all of a sudden, the trainer runs out. As the trainer runs out, they point to, I forget who they were playing. It was on the road. Seattle?
Yeah, we're in Seattle. Yeah, last week.
Points to their dugout for their trainer, and it was horrific. His left ankle, when he slid, it got caught under him, and when it goes this way, and the rest of the body and leg is, it was
yikes,
so disgusting. The cart's coming out, and then they said, forget the cart, let's bring the ambulance out, and it was horrific.
Wow.
So he's dead
for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. So it sucks. He just had surgery the other day. Because things like that, I guess they have to wait for that swelling to come down before they go in and do any kind of surgery or whatever.
Makes sense,
So
yeah.
that poor kid, man. I mean, there's nobody on a team that seems to work harder than he does. Where do you need me?
Yeah.
He's not Devers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The anti-Devers.
What do you need?
Yeah.
And I'll do it, you know?
Yeah, he was
And
filling in third base for a little bit.
Doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. He's also played first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. So I feel bad for him. He's such a – I don't know him personally. Just seeing what he looks like such a great kid.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart that it had to happen. But, man, oh, man, does your body go into shock when something like that happens? Because he did not know how to react. They were on top of him. The guy was just rubbing him, talking. He's in his ear, just rubbing. Because initially you don't know exactly
Saying,
what
don't
happened.
look at it.
Whatever you're feeling, let it go.
Don't look. It looks like a staircase right now, but
They
it's
just
fine.
got LeMahieu back.
Yeah, I had a home run the other day.
What?
Yeah.
So who's playing third now?
What is his name? It's a kid that every time he comes up, he just strikes out.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't like it. You
Was
know,
it that Vivas guy?
it could be him.
Torbett. He was playing second.
No, not him. I can't remember his name
Okay.
because he's not going to be there. I'm not wasting my time with that. You understand what I'm saying?
Like a trade for someone or
He
what?
runs.
No,
he
no.
runs
Oh, are
his-
they going to trade for
They
someone?
still have John Birdie, or is he gone?
No, I think he's
Okay.
gone.
He was
Yeah.
there last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what they're going to do,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. I have no idea. They have so many guys out, right? Jazz is still out. Remember that.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
What do you mean you don't? Remember
remember he was
he
out.
got hurt like 2-3 weeks ago.
Mm.
I mean, they got Stanton that can play easily at third.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I mean, come on.
And he's the greatest postseason hitter
That's
of all
of
time.
all time. Where is
Oh,
he?
it was Vivas.
Oh, that is him.
Because
Okay.
LeMahieu's at second now.
Yeah,
Peraza will play third a little bit.
a little bit. He'll stink it up. You know,
Grisham had a couple bombs again in that Mariners
he is still hitting well. I can't. And by the way, guess who's hitting the ball really well right now?
Judge.
Bellinger.
No.
Yeah, which is unbelievable to me.
It's up to 243.
Yeah, think about where he was for me to say
Yeah.
that he's hitting the ball well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Judge cooled off a little bit. He's only 402.
Yeah, he is sliding.
0 for 5 yesterday.
Yeah,
Wow.
not good. Yeah.
And Fernando Cruz got the loss. Split baller.
Yeah. You're going to that well a little too many times right now. He's drying up.
That's what Boone does. He picks two guys out of his bullpen. He says, we're going to ride these two.
Ride you
Yep.
until we kill you.
Yep. The
Yeah.
playoffs last year, it was
Yeah.
Holmes and Weaver. That was
What
it.
up, Holmes? Yeah, you don't have to remind me. Yeah.
They're playing today on Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah, which will be taken away.
What?
Sunday Night Baseball. Is that a major? Is that on ESPN?
Not on ESPN anymore.
No, remember the contract's gonna end after.
No.
Yeah.
Wonder who's gonna pick it up.
I don't know. Maybe TNT. I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking TBS, TNT,
TBS.
something like that. I don't know.
TBS would always
Maybe
do like
Fox?
a Sunday morning game.
Maybe Fox Sports. Yeah, TBS does. You're right. They do Sunday, but I mean, it doesn't mean they can't change and take
Yeah.
a.
Yeah, Fox could because they don't do. I'm thinking of that little bit of overlap between baseball and football. Sunday night is on NBC for football, so they could do the Sunday night baseball. I don't know. Last thing I know will be the commissioner came out and took some guys off the ban list.
Yeah, Pete Rose, Shoeless Joe for the big names.
Yeah.
There are others. I didn't dive into it, but how do you feel about it first?
Gambling's okay.
Then I have no. How do you feel about it?
It doesn't really. I don't know. I don't really have a strong
Like so, if I
opinion
say
on it,
if I say in a year, both of these guys in a Hall of Fame, you're gonna say what?
What about the steroid guys?
That's what I was gonna ask you. So if somebody says this is okay, it's not a big deal to me. Of course, the next thing that's gonna come out is what about the steroid guys?
Yeah.
Is one more egregious than the other?
I would say the steroids probably is.
You think the steroids is more egregious
Well-
than betting? Now think about that.
With Rose, they never really
Not as a
determined
player.
what he bet on or
But
if it
as
was
a
even
player,
as a player.
as a player.
The Shoeless Joe one was like literally throwing games, right?
Yeah, but if you look at his average
Yeah.
in that World Series, in that scandal, if you look at it, he's the only guy that hit a home run. He's the only guy that was productive offensively.
Hmm.
Now, the pushback is, yeah, but was there opportunities where he did strike out where it could have done something? Or did he ground out where it could have done something? You know what I mean? That's the pushback. The guy was a absolute superstar. If you read all the stuff about Shoeless Joe Jackson, he was not an easy guy to get out, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at his average in that World Series, he's the only guy that did anything. So, and he says that I take the money. He says, hell yeah, I took the money. But that doesn't mean I cheated,
You could
because
say
it is cheating.
throwing the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
The opposite way.
So you think that steroids is more egregious?
I mean, in an era where a lot of guys were doing it,
Because so
I kinda
listen,
get that
listen,
argument,
listen to
but-
what I'm saying though.
Okay.
By doing it, you are padding your stats.
Yeah.
Gambling, you're taking it for a loss also. So now you're affecting the team in a negative way. Steroids,
Well, that's
you're
what I was
affecting
trying
the
to see,
team
like-
offensive. I mean, you're in a positive way.
But what about the situations where, like, if you were a guy and you were betting, but you were only betting on yourself, like your team to win?
No, but I'm saying specifically for Shoeless,
Yeah.
apparently it was the loss. It was the Black Sox scandal.
Yeah.
It was for the loss
That one I
So-
would say is worse than the steroids.
by 1,000 miles because it is a negative
Yeah.
impacting your team.
Yeah.
Steroids is only a positive impacting your team.
You were just trying to win.
Sure,
Can't knock a guy for trying to win.
sure.
Gaining an edge.
Now, as far as Pete goes, there's never been a situation where ever as a player, but as a manager, you have the thing of bringing a guy in and completely screwing up,
Knowing that this guy
Again,
is
he's
not,
gonna give
not
it
your
up.
best option.
Right.
Yeah.
or you sit somebody in a game, or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Instead of bringing a lefty and bringing a righty in, instead of a hit and run situation, you have the guy swinging away. I don't know. It doesn't matter. You can affect it in so many different ways
Yeah.
as a manager. But as a player, he's never been accused of, as far as I know,
Yeah.
of doing that.
Yeah.
But I think the cheating, as far as the gambling, is far more egregious than the steroids.
Yes, throwing in the throwing games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd agree on that.
Yeah.
Well,
Because again, if you're juicing and you went from hitting 15 home runs to hitting 50 home runs, keep juicing.
well,
right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
until they get you.
Because here's the thing. I'm not a purist, as you can tell, because I want.
Get the robots in.
That's right. I'm not a purist like a lot of these guys are. So the steroid stuff, if everybody was doing it, because the numbers in baseball are the most hollow numbers. I'm so sick of that stuff, right? Because everybody knows what the home run record was with Ruth until it was broken by Hank Aaron, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rushing record, you don't know. All-time scoring in basketball, you don't know. All-time goals.
You're saying like the specific number?
The specific number.
Yeah.
You don't know, right? But in baseball, you did.
Yeah.
You knew it, and I think, like even with Joe DiMaggio's hit streak, you know those things. Other sports,
Yeah.
you just care about the wins and losses.
Yeah. I mean, we all knew about Hugh Nichols' 138 stolen base.
We've
season.
talked about this almost every episode
It's
on our podcast.
one of our top mentioned guys
Right.
that we
Yes.
talk about.
Yeah.
Hugh Nichols.
I'm going to ask you 138 stolen bases in a season, and that was probably at 150 games.
Yeah, I don't think they were playing 162 back then.
Right. So let's say it's 150. It could have been actually 140. I don't know. I don't know what the original schedule was, right? But I'm asking you a question. You look at Ricky Henderson, 162 games played. You said he was 118, 117. What did you say it was?
Something like that, yeah.
Are you surprised it's that low, or you think it's that high?
I think that's pretty darn high.
See, I don't.
Really?
I don't. He gets on,
You got to get on base first, too.
and he always got on base,
Well,
right?
I don't know about that. His on-base percentage wasn't 1,000.
No, you know what I'm saying. Come on now. I'm going to punch you in the face.
Hugh Nichols had 125 games, 138 stolen bases.
That's impressive.
So over one
That's what
game.
I'm saying. That's impressive. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm surprised Ricky, the greatest base stealer in the history of baseball.
Minus Hugh Nichols, yeah.
Well, that's just a season. I'm talking about
Yeah.
longevity.
He had Ricky had 130 in 149 games. And his on-base percentage was under 400 that season. But he did lead the league in walks.
That's what I'm saying.
So I get what you're
So
saying, got
you're-
on base, but sub 400 on base
That's
percentage.
not good.
That's not
That's
great.
not good. That's not good.
Like,
I
yeah.
agree with that. So I didn't know those numbers, but
Yeah.
I'm saying Ricky Henderson, every time I saw Ricky get up, he had 4 at-bats. He seemed to be on at least twice.
Yeah.
Okay? Seemed to be on at least twice. So I'm saying he not only stole second, he would steal third also. So that's 2 in just that one inning.
Yeah.
You do that multiple times, the way I think, because you could not throw him out.
Yeah.
To me, like if you got Ricky out, it's because he slipped, or not because the catcher threw him out. It was on Ricky. Instead of taking that big lead, Ricky just stood on first and said, "I'm going to get to second."
The year he had 130, he also got caught stealing 42 times.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
To me, that's a lot.
So something must happen.
They held him.
They held him. First baseman swept his leg as he
Right.
went to
Yes. Yeah. I'm just shocked. I honestly, like, there are certain guys that you just don't think. Tim Raines, just don't think. Coleman, just don't think anybody can get these guys out, right? And that's Ricky. And I'm just surprised that he gets thrown out that many times.
Yeah.
So let's just say it's half. It's only like 25 times he gets thrown out.
Oh, you got to think about the situations too where he had a runner in front of him. That could restrict his
That's true.
opportunities.
That's true. Yeah.
So even though he got on base,
No, that's
like,
I never even thought it. That's right.
what
But
is it 100?
because the only time that never happened is the first inning
yeah,
because he was the leadoff.
yeah,
Because after that, because everybody thinks, you're going to lead off. No, it doesn't work out that way. You may only get that opportunity one time. So if I'm him, get on and steal second, third, and home.
yeah.
Why not?
Get those
That's
numbers
3
up.
right there
Yeah,
in that
gotta
first
get-
inning. Boom.
Yeah,
No, I'm misrepresenting it because honestly, I'm thinking 162 games, and this is going to sound crazy to you, but honestly, for him, it should be a minimum of 150 at stolen base.
Is he even trying?
You're Ricky freaking Henderson, for God's sake.
Baja said if Ricky got on, he was always in scoring position. Yeah.
Yes.
There wasn't someone in front of him.
That's true.
Hero of the week. Who you got, youngest? Welcome to the show.
Here comes the noise. I'm going to ban him from the show for a month if he continues doing this.
No.
Oh.
He's just waiting for movie time.
Well, I mean, I won't be here for another month because of work.
Go ahead. Come on.
Gosh, do I even have one? You know what? The Legend and Mrs. Legend for letting me have a little bit of the cheesecake they brought from Cheesecake Factory.
Nice. What kind?
His was a
Chocolate mousse.
chocolate
cheesecake.
mousse. Dude, the richness in that.
Yeah.
It was naked worthy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, not too rich where you don't want more. It's like
no,
the
you want
perfect,
more.
No, it's like
No,
the
you want
perfect
more.
amount of richness.
They not only put a little cream.
They put it on the side.
And then they put some on the side. And by the way, this is so funny. She had a gift card apparently. I didn't. It is so funny. So I said, so what do you want to do? She goes, well, I want to get this one specifically, and then you can get what you want, and then maybe we'll just get a whole one. And I'm saying, well, how much is that gift card? And she says 25. So I'm chuckling to myself, right? So I drop her off, find a parking space. That I will never go to that area ever again.
That's rough.
It's terrible. So I let her out. Then I find one, and then I go meet up with her, and then she's like at the counter. There's somebody ahead of her, and I said, "What are you getting?" She goes, "Oh, I said, so I point to the. She goes, "What?" She thought that was calories. It was the price.
Oh.
$13.
$2,000? Oh.
$13 for a slice.
Wow.
Okay. I said, how much is that gift card again? She goes, oh my God, we can't buy a whole one on this. I said, no.
I didn't know there were tariffs on cheesecake.
I think a whole one,
60.
I think it was. I honestly think it was.
That's wild.
So
We can
she
get
got
that
a
for free
caramel type one.
It was a salted caramel with like a crunch. Dude, that one.
Not a
No,
fan.
no,
Not
no.
a salted caramel guy. Just
No, I'm telling you right now, it was naked worthy.
Wow.
Yeah, I because I'm not that much, but it was fantastic.
Are you sick in the head?
No.
Oh.
Oh, Rom.
Because I
Don't
thought I
do
heard you
that.
just say you're not a fan of salted caramel.
I am. That is what I said.
I don't understand.
All right,
that.
hero?
That's my hero. Yeah, that was my hero. Thank you.
My hero, I think it's gonna be the accountant. You know, setting up that hangout last night
Yeah.
with all the guys. It was good. Good to
Yeah.
see everyone.
Did you guys eat?
No,
No.
we went to 5 before and got a drink, and then went to the place
Gotcha.
after, had some more drinks. But
Gotcha.
yeah, and they ordered some food. The girls did, but I didn't eat anything there. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
5?
Hero of the week for me.
The restaurant.
Hero of the week for me.
You don't know?
All right, I'll wait for you guys.
Pretty good food. You should go try it.
It's literally just called 5?
It's called 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Really confusing when you're scheduling. We're meeting at 5? Yeah, meeting at 5. What time? 6.
5.
We're 5 at 6. Or to 6 at 5.
The Legends hero is the legend
Oh.
for fixing that swing in
Oh.
just half a day.
Yours or
Yeah.
Vaz?
Yeah, mine.
Yours.
Oh no, Vaz, it's his swing. I'm telling you right now, he is. And by the way, that other guy that plays with us on Friday when we're done, he comes up to me and he says, I just really want to thank you. Like, I've never hit the ball this far in my life. You know, the stuff that, you know, when I ask you and you tell me, it is absolutely working.
Gave him motivation to run over a
So-
squirrel.
Legend.
Attaboy.
Hero
Vaz
of me.
said he's not in agreement to youngest to the cheesecake.
What was it?
About the cheesecake. He's
Probably
saying
the salted caramel.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He doesn't respond. He just nods. at me.
Yes. I get it.
I did that earlier.
NFL, not a whole lot.
No. Let's just go through this real
What?
fast.
Yeah, they're just
Not
kind
a whole lot.
kind of little headlines. Shador shook off his draft slide, saying that he's gonna be like Brady.
And what do you think the difference is?
Well, the difference was Brady was a nobody coming out of college. Shador was supposed to be a
Yeah.
top guy.
Now, I got to hand it to him. in a way.
The mental gymnastics he's doing.
And he is. And you know what? Good for him. And I hope he's successful.
He's going to have a chip on his shoulder.
Yes.
Good.
And you can go ahead and point that, but you are so far on the other end of what Brady came up with and what nobody even knew Brady. They were looking at him, go, who's this skinny punter? And everybody for 2 years was talking about you.
Yep.
So there's a big difference there.
Mostly
but good
your
for
father.
you.
Mostly your
You're
father.
true. Good for you with the mental gymnastics, as you said.
Yeah.
I totally agree. The Bengals, Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, went after the team for stalling out the contract negotiations.
Now, is he somebody they could lose?
I mean, I'm assuming anytime they're negotiating one of two situations, you're either you had an amazing year and you want to restructure it now, or you're a pending free agent and you want to get it solved before this year. God forbid you get, a disgusting leg injury or something and you don't get that money that you could have gotten. So,
but I mean, I think he's very important to the team defensively.
Yeah,
I don't
for
think
a defense that's not very good, he's like their
he's
best
the guy.
player. Yeah,
he's the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would think you would want to lock him up long term, but the way they've handled their contracts, they are kind of hamstringing themselves. We've talked about it in the past with different teams where you throw a ton of money into QB, wide receiver. Well, now I need to pay the O-line because I got to protect the QB. I paid him much. Well, what do I have left? Not a whole lot.
Pocket change.
Yeah, not a lot for the defense.
And you can score 35, but if you're going to give up 40 every game.
Happened to the Bengals quite a bit last year.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, he has to go out and score every single possession for them to have a chance. And that's unreasonable because you're going to play against some really good defenses.
They're
going to stop you. Yeah, they're going to stop you.
Literally 3 of the top defenses in the league in that division.
Hello.
YouTube is starting to get some NFL game rights, like exclusive. Yeah,
so
stuff.
It's gonna be free.
That one, like the Friday night game at the beginning of the year in Brazil, you said, or something.
Yeah, I don't understand the NFL.
Wasn't that where the one was last year? Was it Brazil also? It was like the Eagles and Packers.
Not Mexico?
Or was it Mexico? I don't know.
Doesn't matter. I'm sick of our game going somewhere else.
Because
game. Number one, you're losing whoever the home team is. You're losing a home game.
Yep.
And I mean, I don't understand like the bargaining thing that they have, the ownership and what have you. How does that get divvied up? I'm sure it does because that home owner's saying, "I'm losing on parking, concession, ticket sales, jerseys, everything." So, gonna need some money coming this way.
Yeah. It's got to be.
Otherwise, they're going to go pound sand.
Yeah.
Pound it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's all hashed out in there.
Yeah.
The Colts apologized to Tyreek Hill. They did a schedule release thing and made some joke about him being caught by the police or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
He laughed at it. He said, "I thought it was funny."
Yeah.
I don't know if he really. Yeah. He's just playing along with it.
Right. So.
That's the least of his worries. He's got 12 kids with 12.
Yeah, I know, but I don't understand as an organization how that got approved, because you're going to have to come back and apologize for this. It's not a
Who
good.
do they put in charge of those types of things?
Kids,
some interns
kids.
that are trying to crack jokes.
But
and
you
go
still
viral,
have to.
So.
But you still have to get approval, I would think.
Nah.
No. See, if I own an organization like that, the last thing I want is a black guy, just as bad PR. Everything has to get checked off by at least 3 people when you're going to do stuff on social media. Does that make sense?
That represents the team.
Yeah, of course it does.
Yeah. Caleb Williams, there's a story that came out about him trying to find a way around the CBA to avoid going to the Bears.
A new book is coming out.
He was pretty vocal pre-draft about
we heard that.
He only wanted to go to certain teams. Yeah. Didn't want to play for X, Y,
so
and Z.
bad.
Wanted to have like team ownership if he was going to sign there. Just crazy.
What
stuff.
is that league? The other league, UFL.
UFL.
Yeah. So he was talking about even going there.
And that would have like circumvented the,
I guess,
draft, and then he would have been able to re-enter the draft.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's weird.
So we thought
as
he
a
had.
Bears fan.
How do you take that?
Not well. I would
do you
think.
boo? Do you boo?
Of all places, Chicago, minus like Philly, Chicago would be a place to boo.
Yeah.
He better come out and ball out, or they're going to be on him.
Second year?
Yes.
Yeah. They usually do better in their second year. Am I wrong? Rookies? First year they struggle a little, second
You
year.
could say the sophomore slump. I don't know.
That's true. But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So he better come out, and especially with this. I wonder how many jerseys were burned with his.
And it seems like they've just been investing into the offense. Like they drafted a wide receiver for him. They had traded for a wide receiver prior to getting him. Like, so.
I'd like to find out the genesis of why not Chicago. Historically, they don't have good QBs, or
Probably
it's just
part
the
of it.
front office. Is it where that area is?
The
I
head
don't want.
coach.
He has a new coach though.
He does now. Yeah, he
Flores,
does now.
right?
No, Ben Johnson.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I said Flores, I meant Ben Johnson.
Different skin color.
Oh yeah. So
It could
I
be any
wonder.
number of
It could
things.
be right.
Could be that he's an LA dude and he
I was
doesn't
just
wanna
gonna say
play in
location.
crappy
Right.
weather all the
Weather,
time.
right. Yeah.
So, and then the big story for Texas Joe, in particular, Brock Purdy.
Where does that put him? In the middle?
No,
or above?
no, he's in the top 5 to 7 range now.
Okay, I'm asking you.
5 years, $265 million, which is $53 million annually. He was in the ballpark of Trevor Lawrence, Tua, another name I'm missing.
Because we said in the middle, we could understand.
Yeah, like I think when we had talked about it, like Baker Mayfield was making like $30 million a year, and it was like, okay, you could argue a little more than that, but yeah, the $50 million plus range, I don't know.
All right.
And that's
right.
what he's getting.
Congratulations.
But we've talked about in the past too, where
Who else is going to get paid?
as an agent, when you look at that list and you say, hey guys, Trevor Lawrence is caca and he's getting $50 million a year. Tua can't stay on the field. He's getting $50 million. Our guy's been healthy. He's won you games. He's gotten you close to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but who
or
else are you going to
two.
be able to sign?
I don't know.
Okay, I digress. Come on. They're going to be a non-story in a year anyways.
Who needs McCaffrey?
That's right.
Ship him off. NBA, I don't know if you wanted to touch on it all.
The
Playoffs
draft,
are going
yeah,
on.
The draft.
The Warriors
blah,
are
blah,
out.
Yeah. The Celtics got beat.
There was a
Move on.
draft lottery that's rigged.
Everybody got killed on the Celtics, all injured.
Unga wanted to point out that Chicago got a Pope before they got a 4,000-yard passer.
Yeah, well, the U.S. finally got a vote. They were 0 for 2,000 years, and they finally got one.
There you go. We're on the up and up.
That's right.
Thanks, Trump.
That's right.
All right, youngest, put the phone down. It's movie time.
Yay.
Yeah, wake up.
So we're not going to do the thing today
Hey, bracket
because
now.
we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I wanted to give it another week. See
Okay.
if youngest wants to involve some of our
Yeah.
listeners and
Go ahead.
send out the link maybe to your friends or You claim there's a lot of your coworkers that listen. None of them are participating. So
Movie time. Go.
Yell at manager
Go.
and pony.
Go.
No
Oh,
shot.
speaking of manager, he was supposed to be on but couldn't. Quick question on this.
he was dodging bringing food.
It was yesterday he was
Oh.
supposed to be on, but we moved it to today. So real
Okay.
quick question on this. He couldn't make it today because he has to go to a baby shower. I mocked him and said, dude, you're a dude. That's for women. And I guess it's a co-ed one. I've never heard of that. In my generation, the women go,
You've been to one.
who?
Mine. We
I
went
know.
to the
That's what I'm
Sprinkle.
saying. I've never heard that in my generation.
Yeah.
This is something new. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
It's like getting people together.
I hate that. Go on. Movie time.
So recently, the most recent one last night, The Town with Ben Affleck, Jeremy Renner.
Great movie.
Great movie. I loved it. I really did.
Wait,
and
you'd never seen it before?
I've
No.
never seen it.
See, you get mad at me for things like the movies I would
Dude, you've never watched any
But
horror
The
movie.
Come on, come on,
Town
come
on.
is
Come on,
a
go, go,
movie
go.
that you had to have seen.
But
Yeah.
it's great. Yeah,
It
it's
is great.
fantastic, and it's also kind
We
of just
sheltered him. Go ahead.
It kind of just sucks more because it's more of a testament to like, damn, Ben Affleck, you were a great actor and director. I didn't know
No.
he directed the movie.
Not a great actor. Sorry.
He used to be. I'm saying
Ben
used to
Affleck?
be.
No.
Yeah.
His brother is a much superior actor. Now, you want to do director on it, I'm good with it. Ben Affleck, No.
I
Go
thought
on.
he was good.
Stop.
Yeah. Don't tell me to stop.
I just said stop.
But I made my point.
Hmm.
I watched
The
Get Out
Accountant,
as well.
The movie The Accountant.
I need
Who's
to
in
watch
it?
that.
Ben Affleck.
That's the kind of role he can play.
Autistic.
Yes. Go on.
Wow.
There's the opener for Condog. I got you.
Jeez. That was great.
Out of nowhere. Go.
And I watched Get Out for the first time ever. You didn't watch it because it's horror, but
Do not go in
yeah.
a hole.
I do not.
Oh, is this from the other day?
The other day, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is from the other. Unless he's doing it twice.
No.
The same thing. And the same guy's on a tee box with him
falling.
looking that way. And
man.
all right, go ahead.
Get Out. Yeah. I watched that. Jordan Peele, first ever horror movie debut.
No desire to watch that.
F at him. Go on.
Tense. I loved it. And now
it's a good movie.
I very much enjoyed it. I
and
think
if
it's
there's
his best work.
comedy too.
And his buddy in the movie, it worked
Yeah.
well. It was some good levity to it. Now to the one where The Last of Us. You guys have not continued. And I'm
No.
going to go into
Nope.
full spoilers because I
Which-
don't care.
How far did you watch?
He only watched the third episode, and that was
Third
it.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done.
So I watched 4 and 5. I'm going to see it to the end because might as well. I'm episode
By the
7.
way, who do we have to blame for this?
Miyagi.
Yeah.
Oh, my
He should be embarrassed by this.
Oh,
he actually is.
Is he?
Said,
He
yeah.
texts me
Yeah.
after
Okay.
the third episode.
No, the
I-
fourth.
Third or fourth?
It was the fourth.
I had texted him because I hadn't watched past the second episode, and I'll ask him, how was it, to see if I want to spend my time watching it, because I know he'll watch it. And he said, I'm embarrassed or ashamed. I forget what it was.
I'm embarrassed to have told you guys.
Embarrassed
to watch
that I
this show.
told you guys to watch this show.
He
That's what
should be.
said.
I am. He will never live this down. This is so
It
bad.
was self-reflection on his part.
Yeah. All right, go on. Let's
It's
move
a
on.
picture I sent Bench saying I'm getting ready to watch the next episode. So it's a picture of a Jack
Bottle of
Daniels
whiskey.
bottle of whiskey. And that is accurate. That episode as well. That was the most recent one. I kind of started in the beginning just like this, just staring. And as it progressed, it had a few good scenes. But overall, I'm like, man, you guys decided to just completely tank the writing here on this season. Because the first season they did changes from the first game. That worked, and they were minor changes. They've completely changed the entirety of the second game in this second season to the point where it's like I'm watching not out of enjoyment or excitement. I'm watching out of it feels like a chore, and
hate
I want
watching it.
and I want to see like how badly can you screw this up further. Like I want to I'm actually curious how
It's like
how
a train wreck.
how
Can't
yeah
look
how
away.
I've never seen a show drop off this fast this quickly.
Wow.
Right? Like I don't think I've ever seen a show where like early on its second season comes back or like it comes back early on season and it's fallen off this bad. After
Has
this
their viewership dipped?
after I was gonna say after the second episode, the ratings for the episodes are like from a 6 to a 7, and the viewership is like abysmal.
6 to 7 doesn't seem terrible. I think it'd be lower.
That's on IMDb. You should hear other people's
Yeah. Okay.
on Instagram because there's a lot of
Yeah.
things. For me, there from episode 3 onwards, it has been so far just 3.
Mm.
It's been bad.
I finished watching that cooking show TOC.
Ah,
We
fun.
finished the other
Good
night,
for you, buddy.
and we determined it was rigged. There was a lady that like had lost 5 straight years, had made it really far in the show, and then she said she wasn't going to come back for this season. And then she came back, ended up winning. I was like,
You don't
Seems
believe in
kinda
it.
rigged.
It's
so somebody paid somebody so she could get her win and then
unbelievable.
retire from it.
Retire.
Ugh.
Ugh.
What about you?
Should watch Tombstone.
So, what do you got?
Vaha said this third episode was as crappy as last season's, which was 2 years ago.
The Gays.
Yeah, I think that was the third episode.
Bench's,
That was your famous thing.
Bench's debut.
Yeah.
For
You've lost a lot of weight since then.
Yeah,
got an
Yeah.
Emmy for that too. You proud of that?
yeah.
Yeah. So,
It was hard work, literally.
you know who Jason Segel is?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, the guy from How I Met Your Mother and
Yeah.
I Love You, Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Yeah.
Okay, so he has a show, Shrinking.
Apple TV.
Apple TV.
Okay, Shrinking.
with Han Solo.
Gonna
So
miss me
we
there.
started watching that, and
Harrison Ford. What?
yes,
That's what I
Harrison
said.
Ford. So I hate Harrison Ford, so it's very difficult for me to watch this, but doing it.
'Cause he
So
resembles Joe Biden.
in this, they're shoving down gayness
Nice.
and how white people are bad.
Well,
So I don't know how much
Not the
longer
lie.
I'm going to be able to stay
How's
with
Mrs.
this.
Legend about it? She
The other day said, "Let's stop watching this." Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Um,
I'm surprised she's fed up with it, or fed up with it. Is that the right word?
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm trying to say I'm surprised she's stuck with it for this long.
So
if
wouldn't
that's-
be fed up with it.
What's the word I'm thinking of? Like
You're surprised she's not fed up with it.
not fed up with it, but there's another word I'm thinking of for it.
Doesn't
You know what?
matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. Is
Just
that
send
it,
it to the
Shrinking?
website later, and then
We don't have a
Yeah.
website.
To the thing, show thing. Yeah.
top 5.
God, dude.
Top 5 movie characters you'd hate to run into.
So I'm gonna start with honorable mentions.
Okay.
Wow.
Hannibal Lecter is one of them.
God, that is so good.
That's definitely one
That
of
is
them.
so good.
The alien from The Thing that like can become people. That's one. Terminator, of course. Don't
Mhm.
want to do that.
Yeah, but if you're running into the second Terminator, he's good.
That's the thing about
Because
so
there's
Terminator
other
1.
Terminators.
Yeah, I'll go.
There's
I'll-
other
oh,
Terminators
you know what
that
then?
he's going.
Okay, if I can do that, I'll do the I forgot the actor's name, but T2's villain, the one that can turn liquid.
I think it's Patrick. Something
Patrick. Yeah, that one I would
Yeah.
I would take Arnold from the first movie over that guy
Yeah,
in
yeah.
terms of I wouldn't want to run into him. And then Jaws, like the shark. I think that'd be pretty
Okay.
terrifying in the
Yeah,
ocean.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
Uh,
one.
So now the actual list. This one is definitely number one. Like the others, doesn't matter what order. This one's definitely number one. Michael Myers.
Yeah.
No, that was my
Yeah.
immediate thought when he said, if you're going up the stairs and you just see him up there, like in the movie, I'm gonna accept my fate and just take it
I'm
because
sure you can outrun him.
no, because somehow even when he
He only
walks,
walks.
but even somehow
I
when
know,
he
but that's the
walks,
craziest
he
part that
still
bothers
gets
me, right?
you. Like
That's
I don't
just-
understand it.
You're sprinting like Jesse Owens, right? Like you are setting. You're looking at Hitler and saying, "Pound sand, dude. This is how fast Americans are."
and then right, boom.
And then right behind you is this guy walking, like he's.
bending space and
You know
time.
what he reminds you of Hannibal Lecter at the end of the movie, where he's just strolling. That's how he's walking, and you can't get away from
I
him.
have to meet an old
I
friend
hate
for lunch.
No,
or
I gotta
something.
have an old friend.
I had to have. Oh yeah, yeah. I hate that too. It's so. But I love the meme where like there's just this guy like sprinting with a POV camera, and they're like, "This is Michael Myers," when the camera's off of him, and he's like sprinting. Second one, John Wick. I wouldn't want to run it. Like if he had.
Yeah, but see, John Wick, if you're on the good side,
That's, but I pointed
But
at
see,
this
are you a
scenario.
bad
I'm saying
person?
like he's targeted. Like let's say he's still working for those people. It's like this is your.
yeah, but
target.
he's not though. John Wick is not working for those people.
He's got to
Baba-
target me.
Baba Yaga.
I don't know. I just regardless, like if I wronged him somehow, I just did something to wrong him on accident. I don't want to.
He killed
get it.
3 people with a
pencil.
effing pencil.
I think that's amazing.
Son, you don't understand.
He literally sent his own son to his death so he didn't die.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's crazy. The Quiet Place monsters wouldn't be able to.
Was that the Sandra Bullock one?
No, that's the ones where you
Oh,
can't make a
no.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
we
They're
watched,
creepy looking.
Yeah.
Well, we watched both movies, and swear to you, it like almost the exact same time frame, like 20 minutes into the movie, especially with the second one with the insane opening scene. Legend says, he goes, I don't know if I can protect you guys from this. Like just like that. He's like, I
'Cause,
don't know.
my
if
whole
I can.
thing is, it doesn't matter what. I'm protecting you guys. This, I'm not sure I can do
and that's
anything.
enough for me to be like, I know he's joking, but at the same time, I'm like, that's enough for me to realize I wouldn't want those things to land on Earth because number one, I don't think any of us can try and be quiet. And then recently, or I guess No Country for Old Men, Anton, Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be tracked by that guy.
It's just because he's so weird.
He's so freaky.
The weirdness in
Creepy.
him is creepy.
And then also he constantly, or it's just, I kind of laughed on rewatch when I showed my buddies that movie when he
That's
goes
a
out in the
bad
desert to
movie.
get the tracker, and then he's like, "Hold this for me," and then he goes, "I'll take that back now." Just shoots the 2 guys like nothing, and then the other one is the World War Z zombies.
Well, you You just get AIDS and you'll be okay.
That's true.
That's true.
Have
That's true.
leukemia,
Yeah.
bone cancer.
Isn't that so funny to
Yeah, Magic
to
Johnson,
mask
those
to-
are nothing to him.
to mask getting infected? You have to infect yourself with something else. No, but those things.
Irvin Johnson's their worst nightmare.
What? Those things piss me off.
That's so great.
Just because, like, the fact that all it is, they're literally like parasites. They get you and then they move on to the next one. That's what upsets me. I'm like, they just get you and then they move on like you're nothing after that. That's what pisses me off the most. But that's my list.
Nice. Yeah. My list would also be that Anton guy from No Control. He's just creepy. Would not want to be in a room with him.
Where does he work? Where does he work? Where does he work?
Is that your house back there?
flip a coin, or he's like,
Yeah.
call it. That was great though. That was a great
scene.
right?
I admitted that.
Yeah.
But
Oh
the
well, I didn't
movie
hear
as a
yeah.
whole, the plot, the whole thing just wasn't it.
I think it was great.
Number 2, Darth Vader. Yeah.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
You get him in a bad mood.
It's just, I mean, even what is it in the first
Force
movie?
choke,
Yeah, when
lightsaber. He could dice you up a number.
I mean,
of
Rogue
ways.
One. Did you watch
So
Rogue
you're
One?
hold on. You're saying if
That
we're
ending scene.
across from each other, no weapons. You're telling me you think he can take me?
Yes.
He has the Force.
He literally just goes like this to you, and your eyes pop out of your head. That's
Yeah.
it.
I have the force.
No, you don't.
I'm gonna drive his force down his throat.
He's
All right,
gonna
go on.
drive your hand down
Go
your
ahead.
throat.
Next.
I was kind of thinking of some of the same ones, like guys that are technically good, but
Yeah.
wouldn't want to run into them. And one that I thought was Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. He's wielding 2 blades
From the first movie,
and
I'd
he's
say.
a freak, and he just will,
I'll say from the first movie, because after
just destroy you.
the development of him through the other 2 movies, he becomes a softie.
The other one was Thanos.
I thought that one too.
What is this?
It's Marvel.
Thanos,
Oh.
particularly with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Well, yeah.
He just turned you into shreds or dust or whatever.
Well,
he
didn't he
wants to.
turn Mantis into ribbons? And
Yeah,
so it's like,
some of that
yeah.
too.
I don't know if I really want that.
Yeah, he seems angry.
No, he's on a mission. That's what it is. Of genocide.
That was 4.
What was that? I thought that was 3. Oh no, that was 4.
And then the last one is also from the Infinity War. The guy that gets Doctor Strange caught in his spaceship, the Ebony Maw guy.
no.
He can just move things around with his mind, and he
Yeah, and all I can do is just shoot a hole into the shuttle, and he sucks out.
yeah, but you need help for that. If it's just mano a mano, I think you're cooked.
Nah.
That's my terrible list. How about
Mine.
yours?
Yeah, it wasn't
you know
that great.
the show. You know the show
Except for Anton.
Scrubs.
I had all week to think about
The
it.
show Scrubs. Dr. Cox's ex-wife. So she's in the show Shrinking.
She looks terrible.
Also, the amount of work she's done on her face, that is so bad. It's so bad. She looks like Bruce Jenner right now as a
Wow.
woman.
Yeah.
Is this your
This-
list?
This is my list.
Oh, okay. All right.
She's number 1. She is the most annoying person I've ever come across in my life, where you would be horrified being stuck in a room with her.
Killer.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Well, yeah, I'm going to kill her.
No.
Number
Well, that's
2,
not a problem.
Number 2 would be T-Rex.
From Jurassic, or
Yes.
just in general.
Yeah. I don't want to come across that. I don't think I can handle that.
Well, I mean, the scene
now,
from the movie where
Darth
he breaks
Vader,
out is
I have no
enough.
problem handling. I'll
Nah.
demolish that
Nah.
freaking
Nah.
whatever that is.
Can't do
But T-Rex, it's going to be a battle. I'm not sure I'm coming on top.
It's gonna be
I mean,
a battle.
it. See the way he flips the car over in the movie?
I'm not
The
sure
kids?
I'm coming on top on this one.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Mike Myers. I mean, when he's dead, and then you see Jamie Lee Curtis right here, and then in the background he's down, and all of a sudden he just goes up.
Like probably the
Turns.
most pristine sit-up
It
I've
is-
ever seen in my
It
life.
is unfreaking believable. He's got an unbelievable core. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
able
I mean,
to do that. I
yeah.
mean,
And they're just
I
how
mean, it was
robotic. just-
unfreaking. But the face just turning. I mean, holy smokes! Now
he gets shot
the
6
T-Rex, it's going to be a battle. Okay, but he's going to end up going down. Now, Mike Myers, you kill it, and he keeps coming back. I don't know what to do with that. You know, like, what do you have to do? Do you have to, like,
You
decapitate? Do you have to get the chainsaw and cut it up into 100,000 pieces? He goes, I mean, I don't want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Remember in the crappy recent one we watched, the whole mob gets him? He literally said out loud, he's like, you have to get, like, the National Guard or something to kill him. Like, actually, you need to, like, bullet shred.
Wouldn't even help.
Probably not. He got shot, like, 20 times or something. He didn't die.
So the other one is from that where Ben Affleck did that movie, and then it became a TV show as a superhero.
Daredevil?
Daredevil.
Oh.
The guy in Daredevil.
Kingpin?
Yeah. You know how
Kingpin.
brutal he was in the show,
He really
right?
was,
Like he
yeah.
took the car door and
Yeah.
he was having a bad moment. Do you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? Like he's so massively big.
Left no doubt.
I don't think that guy made it.
No. Yeah.
That scene is what made me go, okay, this show's going to be, like, insane. Because I knew it was going to be brutal with his fights, but that scene made me go, holy shit.
Yeah.
Now, lastly, this is neither one of you have ever seen this movie, but you've heard the reference, Cujo.
Mm.
Okay, it's that dog, right?
Yeah.
Now, that dog is a rabid dog. Do you understand? And when they get that way, there's no talking to them. You can't hand them. You can't hand them a bone and say,
Heel.
"Go
sit. Heel.
right."
Bad boy.
Here's the thing. I think I can take it. Right? You understand what
If
I'm
you
saying?
grab it by his hump.
I think I can get it. I think but as an honorable mention, I'm going to mention this. In that movie with Will Smith, it was a zombie movie.
Oh, I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. The main character that was bad, the main bad zombie,
The bald one, yeah.
when he's slamming his head into the glass, he's a guy that won't take no for an answer.
That's true.
Remember when they set up that trap for him?
Yeah. Yes.
Man.
So that's my list, and I think it was the winner.
Nice list.
No, I think mine was actually better because
Vaha
I had Hannibal
said-
Lecter on there.
As long as you leave the dog alone, John will leave you alone.
And Wick, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
No, if you take his car, though.
No, that the car too is
Yeah.
a problem.
Car was a big
Yeah.
problem. So
Yeah.
was it here?
I had a funny thing that the eldest just sent me and some other guys. Giannis, the Greek freak
Yeah.
from the NBA, he was doing something on Twitter where like fans were sending him questions or things, and he was answering. So somebody said, Giannis, you and 4 other current NBA players have to fight a silverback gorilla, life or death situation in the middle of the jungle with no weapons. Who do you pick as your other 4? He says, me, Steven Adams, Zubac, Zach Edey, and Jokic. So he basically took a bunch of big centers that are like massive.
That are slow too.
Slow, yeah.
Yeah.
But massive humans. Somebody replied to him saying, no, Draymond is kind of crazy. And someone responded, he's the gorilla.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy.
That's good.
That
That's
is-
good, clean family
That is
fun,
good.
God.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
just wanted to share that.
Yeah. That was a good one.
I didn't say it.
No, we did not. We
No,
did
no,
not
no.
condone that stuff on Balls Out Sports Talk.
Yeah.
We only report the news.
This was Kevin on Twitter.
Kevin's a bad person.
Yeah.
Did I hear, and we're going to end the show, Rand, did I hear Steve Kerr say if Steph Curry was healthy, they would have won the NBA championship?
I don't remember if I heard him say that.
I think he did.
Really?
Go on. He would be the B
thought-
of the a week.
You already said yours, so
I know I did.
I thought he said they would have actually had a shot.
No, I think he said they would have won.
Really?
Yeah.
Potato.
Moron.
Rate the show.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go.
Well, hold on. The
oh, yeah.
youngest, before he left, he said 9.55.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 9.45.
What didn't you like?
I'm hungry.
But that's what you didn't like.
Kind of on me,
It is on you.
but
Yeah.
I
I'm
get we like you said, we get spoiled. We get used to having food,
I know.
and then we
I
don't.
know.
And
It sucks. when
I'm
we
starting to
don't.
have the expectation created for myself.
Never ever walk into a room expecting something,
Yeah.
especially in this house, depending on how she feels. Yes. Yeah.
Was she even around today? She doing?
I
other
think she
stuff?
came home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Vaha gave it a 9.62.
9.62.
Yeah.
What didn't he like? Because
I
I'm
don't know.
going a solid 9.75.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
A lot of the story time stuff was
Had-
hysterical to me.
had some baseball talk where he fell
Yeah, he
asleep.
hates
maybe.
that.
Yeah.
The story time stuff was hysterical. The top 5. I mean, I know we sat on it for a week. There was a
Yeah.
lot of thinking on it.
Yeah.
To me, I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Again, I think I won.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually.
It's just somehow falls into my court with the victory. But yeah, I think a solid 9.75.
Nice.
Yeah. If you were right now to bet, and we'll leave it at this,
Okay.
you have to put $100 down right now. Who wins this PGA?
Scheffler or the field?
Yes. $100.
I take Scheffler.
Three shot lead going
Yeah.
into the final day against guys, because the guys that matter with names as far as been there before are so far
A
back.
little bit too far. Like
Yeah.
DeChambeau 6 shots back.
So you would expect
Rahm 5 shots back.
So by that happening, you would expect Scotty to go 1 over, right, for the round. He would have to go 1 over for the round
yeah,
for
someone else to
Bryson to
catch him.
catch him,
Yeah.
and he'd have to have
a
a
good
day and a
round.
half.
Yeah. Or that guy that's a few shots back, you know.
He would have to not
posts
choke.
a 69 or something. And
No, I would think he'd have to post like even because I know I said +1. I know I said that, but he would have to come out with a number like 67 to win it.
I was going off the assumption Scotty goes.
I know that's what I
one,
said 1. That's what I'm saying.
But
No, I understand the numbers don't match, but I'm saying he would have to come out of the gates firing 67, have a really good final day.
put some pressure on.
Yeah.
Did you ever rate the show? He gave one for you, but I want to see.
I
what the
said, yeah,
matches.
what did you say?
Yeah, 8.5.
Oh my!
Wow, that was a lot less than I gave
Wow.
him.
Baseball.
Like a whole point.
So sorry.
Oh yeah. Well, you weren't around to contribute much throughout the rest of it.
Well, you know what?
All right, wrap it up. Let's go.
Get with the list.
Vaha said long on baseball about 2 dead guys.
See?
Fair assessment.
See?
2 dead guys.
So
I
I'm
didn't
taking
even hear
I'm
that.
taking Scotty
A
also.
lot of death. Squirrels,
Yeah.
birds, yeah.
Michael Myers.
Baby squirrels, unborn.
But I am taking Scotty also.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
As always, thanks for listening. You can find the show on YouTube, Balls Out Sports Talk. That's where you'll find the streams. Our Twitter, @Balls Out Sports. That's where you need to go for the hate bracket. I keep saying it.
Go to the hate
Gotta
bracket.
go vote on it. It's a pinned tweet. You don't
What's
gotta,
your buddy's
You
name?
don't got to search Anga.
I'm going to get to it.
Is he going to be on the show?
Texas Joe, get to
He
it.
lives in another state, so
Oh.
it'd be tough.
Oh. Yeah, we can figure it
Our
out.
podcast version on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and
On
yeah,
iHeart?
I think so. I looked it up one
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
and
yeah.
it
You
we were
said
on
so,
there.
yeah.
I've never actually tried to look it up myself. I'm just kind of saying it off the internet.
Right, do that.
Yeah. It's never lied to me before.
Right. And it's solid.
Right.
Learned about Hugh Nickel today. That was on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. For Legend, Youngest, I am Bench. You've been listening to Balls Out Sports Talk. And as always,
Tell a friend.
a little louder.
Tell a friend.
That-
Is that
Is it
better?
his first time?
Look at the top of my head.
This has got to go.
How they give you heat. Baby, how they give you